audio is going through just because I changed the audio settings, but it's fine. Just hang out for a sec. And then I gotta share things on Twitter. Technical difficulties setting this joke up, but we got it working and it works now. Hello, Skull Gamer and Char. Right, you have so much access to stuff. Alright, should I go ahead and try and set the 2-person thing? Take your time. I'm drinking an energy drink really late at night, which is probably not the best. It's pretty chill elevator music. I enjoy it a lot. It feels very appropriate for like loading bar, welcome to the stream kind of thing. Alright, you good? Alright, I'm jumping over. Hello? Oh, are we frozen? Did Discord freeze? No, okay. There it goes, I think. Oh my god, what a mess. Hold on. Is it going now? Tell me if it's going now. There it goes. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, what a mess. So, what a freaking mess. We've had so many technical difficulties. Had a very technical, difficult hour. Welcome to a place where we have random weekly discussions about our mental health journeys that we are going on. And we're hopefully having a guest friend, correct? Yeah, because he has, at all? Okay, give me a test. What? No. One moment. I could see it. That's the part that baffles me. Give me one sec. I just have to check my sound things. Okay. Give me a test. Again. Again. Why can't I hear you? Oops. Ignore that. Okay. Sorry guys, give me one sec. Yeah, I don't do this. I'm not a stream person. Dan, can you tell us a poem in the meantime so that I can... Yeah, you can just say blah 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 or whatever. It looks like you're crying for help. What? On the stream or on you? I'm gonna play music to just test this, to test if it's my computer or if it's just Discord, because it could be one of two things. Okay, so music is playing. Yeah, you guys can hear music? So I don't know why it's not playing your audio, because my thing is... It's because it's turned down low. Like that? Yeah? Welcome to our technical difficulties stream. A stream full of technical difficulties. So, the thing is, it's picking up the audio, but for some reason it's specifically not picking up Discord audio. So, I don't... I might have to... Okay. Huh. Yeah, we could try. Okay, hold on, guys. Hello.
Hi, guys.
So now you can hear him. Okay, so it's iMac audio. So like if I play music, just gonna play music for a sec. Give me a sec. This is literally just the computer, like all of the anything that's coming out of the computer.
Yeah.
Is what the iMac audio is. Because it's literally just iMac audio. It's just the audio that's coming out. But when you use like Discord, when you talk, it's not pulling it for some reason. You know what? Let's check permissions.
Okay. Because Mac is weird.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. 100%. We're gonna jump over to...
Sorry, guys. We spent like
a full hour.
Spent like 45 minutes just trying to get this to work, and we thought we had it working.
Discord and OBS is there.
But apparently we didn't.
We failed.
Yes, the call is coming from inside the house, Jim Pyre.
Okay. Well, I guess it's not any of those. I thought maybe it would be like mic.
Does anyone here stream on Mac?
I need to just download all my stuff onto the Windows side so that it's easier. Yeah, you think like microphone, so that's connected.
Well, it's not microphone. You want to look for audio. Because that's your microphone. That's not someone else's microphone. F for effort.
Thank you. Sound. Output. Nothing input.
Output.
What happens if I switch to input? That just shuts it off.
That's just your microphone. You want to go to output. Go to sound output.
Leave. Output. Okay. So.
What if you do headphones?
That's what I had it set to in the first place, and that was the one that seemed like it was working.
But then now you have to add a source for headphones.
Okay.
So add audio output capture. Sure. So it's set to iShow U audio capture.
Okay, so let's switch it to iShow.
So switch it to iShow. And then do you still have your music playing?
No, I turned it off.
Oh, okay. So let's try that.
This makes me wonder if we should have Betsy downstairs just like sitting through our... RG Vapor says, do you like streaming Echo? I'm not good at it. Our things are such a mess.
Does this work?
There you go.
Do you see the audio levels moving?
Yeah, they can hear you, I think. Right? You guys can hear?
Hey! We got it working. Okay. Sorry, guys. It was an issue with
everything.
We didn't have the right sound. Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Hi, guys.
1 full hour later.
Oh boy. Sorry
1
about
hour
that.
late.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know why that wasn't working. You know what the irritating part is?
What's that?
The other audio one, the first one that I had, the iMac audio, it's working now too.
Oh.
So I had to turn that one off, but it's like we have you double now.
Well, we got it working, so
what a disaster.
Problems tonight. We are a little bit late, and by little I mean like an hour late. We're here.
Thank you for being here for our technical difficulties.
Yeah, thanks for sticking with us when things were not working. Yes, tonight we are going to talk about anxiety. First, I'd like to welcome everyone here.
Yes, thank you everyone for coming to this.
All the people: Seasprin, Ghostly Goth Girlfriend, Phoenix Fangirl, Mr. Queerstone, Free Ice Cream Yo,
Lizard,
nice. Didactic Lizard, hello, Gympire, Psyduck, Skull Gamer, Toaster Strudels, nice name. More RG Vapors, Tuesday the AAA Battery.
Mel, if she's here.
Debatable Human. Oh, Mel's hi Mel.
Mel, if she's here.
Hi Waffle Cult. I think I got almost everyone.
I think so.
Oh, hi Mom. Mom's here too.
Yay! I was just telling Dan how nice of a lady you are. Because I got the chocolates that you sent with Dan and Betsy. They were fantastic. Thank you. I love those. Yeah. They're so good.
Yeah, I visited my parents over the weekend. So, yes, greetings, salutations, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday number 4. Tonight we're going to be talking about anxiety as the main topic of discussion.
And hopefully we'll be hearing from another friend of ours whose primary diagnosis is anxiety.
Yes,
my
and
primary
he will be coming on shortly.
Nice. You know what? This kind of works because he's always late for things, so
he is.
It kind of worked.
So yes. How's everyone doing tonight?
Yeah.
It's I'm an expert in anxiety. My own at least.
To recap, I guess a couple things that we've talked about before. We're not experts, not therapists. We're just people who have experience with these mental illnesses. My primary diagnosis is depression with mild anxiety. And Dan, you can go ahead and talk about your stuff as well.
Yeah, I have bipolar disorder. and so I've dealt with anxiety before. And I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a layout for tonight. Um, we're going to talk about the different types of anxiety, the causes, the symptoms, the treatment, prevention, and our personal experiences. I don't. Was that a real donation, Demon Sweat? I'm not sure if that's real or not, because you can type /me and then put like donated something,
I was
and
gonna
then it
say
looks
that's a
like you
lot.
donated, but it might not be.
Yeah, I was
I'm
like,
bored.
I'm
I
sure I would
donated.
have got a notif
Um. Well,
for.
you have a notification for that, right, Echo?
I should.
Oh,
I've got all the notifications from Streamlabs. Well, if so, thank you. That's a lot.
yeah. We'll
Uh,
see. It might not be
we'll see if it
legit,
goes through.
but if it is, thank you very much. Um. Yeah, I was pretty sure it wasn't real. Because you
Hold
get a
on.
notification. What are you? Oh, you put my name.
Yeah, but I spelled your name DNA at first.
Yeah. Oh, lowercase on the C.
Oh, whoops. That's I camel case things. I can't help it.
It's
Um,
okay.
let's make that a
It's okay.
lot
You
smaller.
guys don't have to donate.
Yeah, you
It's
guys don't have to do it.
perfectly
Like this
fine.
is just like our. I mean, maybe if we had like a fun charity or something that was connected to it, but this is
Yeah,
just us.
I would definitely be down to do like some charity streams, but
Yeah,
right
that would be
now,
fun.
like
Right now we're
we're
just
not at
chilling.
that level. Like I said, it's only the fourth time. Yeah, see, that's just he's just messing with you. We got you,
You
prank.
sneaky.
All right, mods, ban him. No, don't ban him.
Instaban.
Um,
No fake
but yeah,
giving.
so if anyone here has anxiety,
Or
well,
experiences with it, or if you know
I'm pretty
someone,
sure everyone has experienced anxiety at least at some point.
like to some degree.
Because anxiety, unlike depression, anxiety is actually a normal human emotion. Which I found out. Uh oh, Jimpire just subscribed.
Nice. Thank you.
Hey,
Wait, I didn't even. Oh, hey. I
did your
think I know them. Do
did your
I? I met
notification go
you.
off?
It didn't go off. Oh,
Oh, do you have subscriptions turned on?
it's because I didn't copy it to this, whatever it's called. Give me one sec.
Wait, depression isn't a normal human emotion? Not
It's a normal
exact.
It's
It's a
a.
I would say it's a common condition.
Okay, we could say it's
Um,
like a. Okay, no, what's the word? It's a untypical. It's not that it isn't normal, it's that it's
yeah,
not typical.
I would say like obviously like sadness is an emotion, and maybe like numbness could be considered like a lack of emotion, right? And like both of those are kind of grouped into depression. Yes, that was that was a legit subscription. You got the sub
Yes,
badge
thank
next
you
to your
so
name.
much.
So,
Yes, thank
although
you.
there is a
Thank you,
thing going
Jimpire.
around, if you if you subscribe to someone, you can cancel within like 10 minutes and get it
Oh,
refunded.
that's
So,
interesting.
but most
So
people
if
hopefully
you
don't do that.
really want that notification to pop up now that I've copied it. Yeah, I just
Uh,
hadn't I forgot to copy that notification thing over.
oh, okay.
I feel
Oh
like
yeah, that's why every time you make a new scene, you gotta remember to like
copy your
co-
basics.
copy all the stuff over. If you've added something to one scene, you gotta like move it to the other.
Yeah, I did not do that.
But yes, OCD
Hold
got
on,
me
let
fed
me
up on that
change
anxiety
this.
train. Yes, I don't have OCD, but my sister has it pretty bad.
I had so I had OCD and childhood depression um that were formally diagnosed, and the OCD was pretty debilitating. And it sucked a lot.
Hmm.
I'm gonna make that a little smaller.
Um, yes, I don't know if I've got depression or anxiety. Never really have tried to find out. Yeah, a lot of times the two are linked.
Yeah.
Like depression and anxiety. So last week, well, not last week, a couple weeks ago, we talked about depression, and we kind of really dived into that. And this time, we're gonna dive into anxiety. Um, so if you want, I could start discussing anxiety. I've got a couple
Yeah.
little notes here.
Yeah.
Um, so anxiety, like I said, it's by itself, it's not a medical condition because it's a natural um response or feeling that people get. I'll read you the real definition. It says an emotion characterized by feelings of tension, worried thoughts, and physical changes like increased blood pressure. Um, so it is a normal thing.
It's
That
almost like panic. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a kind of like fight or flight, like survival. Like it's kind of like baked into just like human nature. Um, and usually like comes with like it can come with like uh like adrenaline coming off with it too. Um, and I feel like pretty much everyone feels anxiety or feels anxious about something at some point in their lives, right?
Yeah.
But then there's and so just by itself, anxiety is not, like I said, it's not actually a medical condition. But there
It's like a
are
high
things
state of
that are
stress.
yeah, but there are things that are called anxiety disorders, and uh those are actually like medical conditions. So we'll get into those in a little bit here. But first, I wanted to talk about like the causes of anxiety. So there's a lot of different causes of anxiety. Like Yeah, they're Create More has a nice thing here. Anxiety
Yeah.
disorders are characterized by a variety of symptoms. One of the most common is excessive and intrusive worrying that disrupts daily function. Other signs include agitation, restlessness, fatigue, difficulty concentrating, irritability, tense muscles, and trouble sleeping. Yes, so those are all
I like the way that you had described it
characteristics.
in terms of what is it? The fight or flight? Uh
Yeah, that's like the main
what? Like the
like
main
where it
drive
stems
behind
from,
it? That
right?
makes
Like
sense.
why we feel anxiety is because like our long distant ancestors, would have to run away from animals. And so the anxiety gave them like the adrenaline's like, oh shit, I gotta get out of here. But these days in modern society, we don't have to run away from big animals, but those big animals have been replaced by other stuff called
But other
life.
yeah, like other stressors
Other
that
like
sometimes
stressors.
are long term, which can be very bad for what your like physical self because like we're not meant to maintain states of anxiety. Usually with fight or flight,
Right. It's usually
it's
a
a
quick thing.
fleeting thing. Yeah, it
And
happens
then
very
like
quickly.
but there are some people that it happens, a lot
Like they're more
more often
prone
than
to
other
it.
people. So like imminent danger is definitely a cause of anxiety. But environmental stressors, like your work, um, your money, family, uh,
Your job
your job. I mean,
jobs
definitely
can
getting
be very
stressed at work.
stressful.
I know Brian, who we're going to be having on here in shortly, said his anxiety really came, and I'll let him talk more about this, but he works in IT, and he was always anxious about helping people, and like he would be on call at night. He's actually on call right now. I think he just finished it, so he should be ready to go soon. Um, but yeah, like work can be a really big cause of anxiety for a lot of people. School also. Um, Money, like I said, like not having a lot of money, especially with like COVID and the pandemic. You're worried about uh you know getting money for the day, feeding your family. Can be worried about other family members. Maybe you're a parent and your kids off to college and you're worried about them. I know my mom like really worries about me and my siblings a lot. um
I
and
see I don't know if Demon Sweat's just Demon Sweat, right? It's just trying to get my attention. Hello. I hope you're having a good day. You can chill. We're good here. Just
yes.
just be chill. Yes, school is
Yeah.
another one. School is very big. It can be a very big stressor.
So I just gave Demon Sweat just a little timeout here. Just
Oh
just
no,
chill a
you've
little
been
bit.
put in the
Just
corner.
just just for 5 minutes. Um, and sorry, what were you saying, Echo? About
Shar had just mentioned that 80% of their mental health problems are from are like school related, and that's another one
oh
because
my
that's
god,
like,
hold on. I timed out the wrong person. I'm
did you?
sorry. I timed out Skull Gamer. It's hard to mod and
Sorry, Skull Gamer.
sorry. It's hard to mod
But-
and stream at the same time.
and
Okay.
your usernames are both very like dark and edgy.
Yes.
Echo, how many mods do you
Okay,
have?
Skull
Only
Gamer, you
like
should be
3 or
back.
4.
Sorry about that. Um and yes, so Echo, what were you saying?
I was just pointing out that Shar was talking about school, and that's another huge one, especially because like
Mhm.
as you progress
Especially
through school,
college,
like yeah, it
like
gets harder and
deadlines.
harder.
I mean, obviously, elementary and high school can be difficult too, but
Hmm.
college is a real test.
Yeah, like education wise, college is uh I would say the most difficult, just like in terms of the work that you're actually doing. But high school is very difficult because of the social dynamics and like you're growing into yourself, um, which is
Mhm.
like a whole different thing. So they're very different and they have like different stressors, but they're both very stressful.
Yeah. Um, yeah, bro, uni boosts a new level of mental health problems. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, senior year took my mental health and put it through a trash
Oh
compactor.
yeah, a
Oh,
blender,
yeah,
dude.
it can be rough. But just keep in mind one thing, when you get out into the workforce, employers don't care about your grades.
Yeah,
So, don't stress
unfortunately.
too much about getting, 100% on everything. Like, definitely you wanna do well,
Yeah, it's like
but
meet at bare minimum, just like meet your minimum.
yeah,
And
definitely
it's
pass your
you don't have
classes.
to
And if
pressure
you go
yourself.
beyond that, I mean,
Yeah.
that's
It's
great.
like
But
I had to maintain like a 3.0 for my scholarship fund and stuff. Hold on, Payson's barking. So I had to maintain like a certain GPA, but it's like that was my bare minimum. And it's like even though that was a little bit higher than other people's, it was still fine and it was very doable for me. I'm gonna go close the door. Dan,
yeah,
entertain
I was just
people.
I was just gonna ask Betsy to close it, but yeah, so family, genetics is another cause of anxiety. It could just run in the family. You might be more prone to, feeling anxious about stuff. Um, and let's see what else. Medical factors. There are different medical issues that can give you anxiety. Um, you know, just mental illnesses, mental disorders, other health problems.
Skull Gamer
You
made a
could
good
even just be
point.
stressed. Oh, sorry, what's that?
Skull Gamer made a good point. Talking about how
Especially in the
yeah. So this is
the ways.
actually a thing. The U.S. education system is based around factory hours and doesn't actually help kids learn. So this is a thing where it was like they did structure the like school hours around the workday, not vice versa, so that so like technically teenagers are supposed to get like 10 hours of sleep, like a ridiculous amount of sleep, and that's one of the reasons that teenagers are always so tired.
Hmm.
But they're supposed to get like you're supposed to get the most sleep when you're a teen, and then like a certain amount when you're um like a kid. And so it's like I was just reading this one article about like circadian rhythms, talking about how the optimum time for teenage education to start would be about 10 in the morning, rather than
Oh
like
man,
8 a.m. And it's like
I would have loved
how
that.
incredible would that be? Like
Hmm.
just thinking back on like how hard it was to wake up early as a teenager, and it's like I can do it now much easier, but it was suffering as a teen.
I have always struggled with getting up early to this day.
I
So
I was pretty good at it until I started taking antidepressants, and that affected my sleep cycles,
yeah,
and
same.
now it's a little more
I
difficult.
was better. I was definitely better at it before was on medication, but
I used to be like
yeah,
very much a morning person. Um,
I was still never a morning person.
that
I've
was one of
always
the
been a
reasons
night
that
owl.
Betsy and I were really good friends, is because we would both get up at like 7 or 8 a.m. and then we would be the only ones on campus. And like everyone else would be asleep.
Yep, except for those people that had the early classes.
Hmm.
But
But they
um,
weren't alive. They were just zombies of people. Betsy and I were like, let's go get
yep,
breakfast.
everyone else just like have coffee.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so medical factors, your health. I mean, if you're in poor health, you can definitely, or if you have like something bothering you that you want to like go to the doctor to fix, but you live in America and so you can't because then you'll go into debt.
Hmm.
Um, those are kinds of
Yay, thank
things that
you.
can cause a lot of anxiety.
Not quite not quite in a pita? I feel like I need to
Not
make one of
quite,
my I need
quite
to make one of my
yeah,
rewards just I will mispronounce your username because I can't pronounce usernames at all.
it's okay. And then yeah, crucial issues, brain chemistry.
Yeah, that's a
You
big
can
one.
also just have a chemical imbalance in your brain, like me with the bipolar disorder.
Mm-hmm. And me
Um,
with the
and then
depression.
also one more thing is drugs, like even just like
Yes.
caffeine, like drinking
Certain
too much coffee can
certain
make you
drugs
really
can
anxious.
like yeah, certain drugs can affect your mental state really easily. Like I know that psychedelics, not in everyone, but in some people who are predisposed to schizophrenia, it can set off schizophrenic episodes. Um,
Hmm.
just because I have
And all
family who
and
suffer from
even
that.
like weed can make you like anxious. Like you can if you have like
Oh,
a
you can get like
bad trip, you can get
paranoia.
like really paranoid, and that can give you anxiety. Um, so that's also a thing. And then also, if you're on like some illicit drugs and you're having withdrawals or detoxing, that can also be a source of anxiety. Because like you like really want to like, especially if you're like addicted to something,
Hmm.
like you really want it, and so that gives you a lot of anxiety because you
Yeah.
like want it so bad.
Or
Um,
if you're trying to quit it is another thing. Like my uh I've that's another one where I have family members who it's like I've watched them struggle through addiction and recovery and relapse and all of those different things, and it's a roller coaster. It can be a lot and it can be very overwhelming. Um
yeah. Gym Pyre,
Smoking
good
is one.
advice. I'm old. Health is ancients of folks here. Health is critical in your adult life. Take care of yourself. Yes, I need to. Speaking of that,
Hmm.
probably should have worked out today. Yeah, smoking
uh
is also another one. I didn't mention
yeah,
smoking, but smoking is also. Well, I mentioned weed, which you smoke weed. I mean, you
but like
can.
nicotine,
Um,
um
yeah,
I feel
nicotine
like specifically
addiction.
nicotine withdrawals, uh because nicotine itself, it's I could have this wrong because I'm not a smoker. I grew up around smokers, but I don't
Mm,
particularly smoke. Nicotine has a calming effect, so it eases you, but it's also highly addictive, and so your brain just adjusts to it. And so instead of being like in a normal state and then getting the relaxation, you end up in an anxious state and need the nicotine to be like to return to the normal state.
mhm.
Does that make sense? Um,
Yeah, I think so.
that's
I mean,
my
I'm not
understanding.
really a smoker either. Like I mean, I've smoked before, but I've never like been a smoker. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
I've never done anything with nicotine because I grew up with like four different smokers in my house, like when I was growing up, and I was always like, if I ever start smoking, they're gonna steal all my cigarettes, so I can't ever start smoking.
Yeah. Also, it's expensive too.
Oh, it's so expensive.
Yeah,
Um,
and it's really not good for you. I mean,
yeah,
I think
it can mess with your lungs real bad.
like marijuana's
I'm
like
kind
okay,
of
but like smoking is like really
Well,
bad for your
the
lungs.
problem with marijuana is that it has more tar and you hold it longer. So I don't know if
Mm,
it depends on how much, but it's
yeah,
kind
I
of the
guess
same
so.
as like the espresso American brewed coffee situation where it's like ounce per ounce. Espresso has more caffeine, but you only put like one espresso shot in an entire drink versus American brewed coffee is like a whole concentrated amount. So it's like if you're drinking a cup of espresso, you're getting way more caffeine. But if you're just drinking like American brewed coffee versus a regular latte, you're getting more caffeine. So it's like it
Right.
depends on your frequency, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yes, but there's something else I was gonna say. Oh, vaping, that's a new one. So
Oh, vaping.
I've read conflicting articles. I don't like how approachable vaping is to younger people, but I do
Mhm.
like how much healthier it is compared to smoking uh cigarettes.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's definitely better than smoking cigarettes, but
Yeah.
still probably not the best thing
Yeah,
to
it's
do because
not
it,
great
it
for
can
you,
still be addictive because of the nicotine.
which is like when people go from smoking cigarettes to vaping, I think that's good because it helps them uh I don't know. It's a good way to kind of like quit or cut back on smoking. Um,
Yeah, but
but
yeah,
when
like
people
Skull Gamer
start
said, it's
vaping, that's a
not
lot.
enough research has been done
Yeah, that's another thing. It's
on
very new.
vaping because the smoking's been around, since what, like the 20s,
Yeah.
probably even earlier than
Um,
that. But we only
Also,
started
even then,
like,
a lot of the research with smoking has been blocked by the tobacco industry.
well, yeah. Um, but yeah, that's the main causes for anxiety. I guess now
Yes,
we
did
can
not mean to go
go.
off on a smoking tangent.
It's all right. A smoke break, right?
Yes, there we go.
Um, so we can go into the symptoms. Well, we could. Do you want to do types or symptoms next?
um, ooh, let's go over types.
Yeah, I was just gonna say because I had symptoms first, but let's do types first.
Yeah, let's
Um,
talk about some types first.
so the main one, it's called generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. Um, Let me see if I can. So it's characterized by persistent and excessive worry over a number of different things. It's just kind of like general anxiety. Um, and it's just like a disorder of anxiety. And then there's another one that's called panic disorder. And usually that's characterized by having panic attacks, which are like where you have really intense anxiety, um, and like basically feels like you're gonna die, and they can last anywhere from like, you know 30 seconds to like even hours, I've heard.
Yeah,
um
panic attacks suck. I've had a handful of them in my lifetime. I imagine you have too as well.
I've only
Um,
had one, I think. uh
yeah, I've only
I mean,
had
I've had
maybe
anxiety,
3.
but I would say I only had one panic attack
Yeah, that like
when I was
full
in high
on,
school.
oh god, I'm gonna die right now. Like I'm about to have a heart
It's
attack.
terrible.
It's yeah,
It's a
it's a
terrible
very
feeling.
very intense feeling. I've
um
probably only had about 3, maybe 4, like 3 real panic attacks
yep,
in my
Gympire, I'm
life.
the same way. Had one panic attack in my life, that was enough. Don't ever want to experience that ever again. I hope no one else has to experience those either, because
They're
they are terrible.
debilitating.
It literally feels like you're dying. Like, I think the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
Um, and like basically, like, it feels like you're dying, and your body just like floods hormones because it's like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, no, you
what are you
need
doing,
to
dude?
run
You need
or
to like
sleep
chill
or
or like
cry
go
or you
somewhere."
need to do
And and then all
something."
those hormones makes your body even more confused, and then it really feels like you just don't feel good because all the hormones are out there. Um,
Hormones and adrenaline
but
and
yes,
everything all at once.
exactly.
Oh, here's a good one. Create and More says, do breathing techniques work for you guys? I really like
Yeah.
the name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can taste, smell, or is it 3 things and then 2 and then 1? But it's like you name like based off of your senses. Um,
Hmm.
but it stops you. It's kind of like a way to like force your
Like
brain to
a grounding exercise.
yes, it's a grounding exercise. Um, but those those are great. I like those a lot.
Yeah, and we'll go into like treatment and prevention, and that's on the list here. So we'll get to that in a minute. But let's kind of finish up the different types.
Yeah.
So we've got, so panic disorder, a specific phobia. So if you're like extremely afraid of something, and then that something comes into your life, that can trigger really bad anxiety. One of the more common ones is agoraphobia, um, which is fear of being in situations where escape might be difficult or that wouldn't be available if things go wrong.
That's
So it's not
agoraphobia?
yes, agoraphobia.
I thought
Um,
agoraphobia was more. Oh, no. Yeah, I see what you mean.
so some people think it's like a fear of like uh
Like germs or
open
like a.
spaces, but it's more complex than that. It says people with agoraphobia could be scared of traveling on public transport. Um, and then there's claustrophobia, um, all kinds of different phobias that could trigger anxiety for you. Scared of spiders was arachnophobia.
Yeah.
Um,
What is
trying to think,
hydrophobia? Water? Is
scared
that
of
a
water.
thing? Um,
Let's see it, chat. Do you guys have any phobias you'd like
yeah,
to
tell
share?
us
Now
your
that we're
fears. Tell us your
tell us your
secrets.
fears. What gives you anxiety? What
I
fears
know
are in your
I
life?
forget what
Um,
I forget what the term for it is, but it's one of my favorite fears, and it's a fear of like vastness, but specifically vast open water. Um,
oh, thalassophobia,
that might be what it
right?
is, but I think it's really
Kind of.
cool. So like I think it's beautiful, but I have friends who will like have this and like they can't look at like pictures of like really big bodies of water and stuff, but I love it. I love looking at it. And so I'll like Google for images to see like giant monsters in the distance and like the clouds in the atmosphere, or like those pictures where it'll be like a giant shadowy figure swimming and then you can look really closely and there's like a tiny little boat and it just gives you like the sense of size, and I think they're
Mm.
beautiful. uh
Yeah, I
Arachnophobia.
have a little. So
um
thalassophobia is like the fear of the ocean, and it's for me, it's like fear of stuff that's like in the ocean. Like sharks or like
and because they can come at you
especially
from any
or just
direction
like
and you can't see them.
deepness. Um, and another one, oh, I forget what it's called. Let me see if I can find it.
Subnautica,
Trip
yes.
trip
Oh,
trypophobia.
trypophobia.
Trypophobia. It's the fear of like irregular patterns or
It's the little
clusters of
holes
small
one.
holes or bumps. Yeah, I think I have that a little because I see
Does it
things and
gross
then
you
they
out?
just get like ee. Like I had this like Nerf football a long time ago that
Like
had like all these
trypophobia.
little plastic compartments, and I like hated looking at it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see
don't
what some
get
of the
that
people are.
one. But
uh,
I totally understand how someone could feel that.
Yeah, it's more so just like it's just like uncomfortable.
Yeah. See,
Um,
someone explained it to me as like if you think of it in terms of like larva pockets or like bugs, and then like yeah, I understand it in that context. I can completely understand how that would be really
yeah.
gross.
So we got waffle cult, so it's arachnophobia. I don't know if it's specific phobia. Whenever an authority figure I admire gets mad at me, I completely break down.
Yeah, that
That's
hurts.
probably something. I'm not
I
sure
think so.
uh, exactly what phobia. Had a hard time watching anyone play Raft or Subnautica. Yeah, that could be another one for thalassophobia.
Hmm.
Giant monsters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the giantness. I'm gonna actually see if I can
I'll
find the
find
name
that.
of it real quick because it's.
Let's see. Create more. Could be afraid of plane crashes, loud noises, even cheese. Mine's the dark. Oh, that's another common one. Because of a break-in or a murder attempt. Spiders,
Megalophobia.
megalophobia. Okay, is that like fear of like giant
It's a fear of
monsters?
extremely large objects, creatures, airplanes, large animals, towering sculptures.
Yeah.
I love it though. I love seeing things that are vast.
Cool
Um,
gamer. Hear me out. Horses. Because my cousin had a giant Mustang show horse that was 10 feet tall, and every time I was near it, I thought it would kick me and I was gonna die.
oop,
I mean,
sorry,
that's
we're
fair because that could be scary.
they can
Um,
they can kill you. They're very heavy.
they can
Oh, sorry,
mess
we're
you up.
yeah. Horses
Uh,
can mess you up.
a t-
Cows
a
too. That
tai
cows are another one that are
a tai
cows can
chi
mess you
phobia.
up.
Oh, that's okay. So I don't know if I'm saying that right. A taiki phobia, an irrational and persistent fear of failing. It's a fear of
Oh,
failure. That's another pretty common one, I think. Also, I get that sometimes.
I think you're right.
Um, hate not being in control of myself. I don't know if that's a phobia. Probably. Let me see. Let me try some Google real quick. Um, Probably. I just saw OCD, but it might be kind of like agoraphobia, where your fear of like being in a situation that you um weren't in.
Hi, Mel.
Natural disasters. Hey, Mel's here. Wasn't notified.
Like
It's
honestly,
okay.
like the first half of this was just us having technical difficulties, like
Yeah,
real
but
bad.
you can mod now. We didn't have any mods in here, so
Yeah, it was
uh,
well, I think Shar is a mod. Shar, did I make you a mod?
is Shar here?
Yeah, Phoenix Fire fangirl.
I don't think she's in chat, but
No, she's here.
Mel's here. Oh, is she?
The pink. Red
Oh
Wolf Skull
no, she's
Gamer.
not. She's not a mod.
Is she not? Wait, make her one. How do I do?
No,
How do I
you want to make
make?
her just slash mod and then put her name. I think. Can I do it too?
You could try it. Go for
I
it.
think. I think probably only the streamer can mod someone.
Slash mod.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, Phoenix. I wasn't aware that that's who she was referring to. Um, But yes, if you just hit slash mod and type her name, then you'll be knighted into Echo's mod ship. You'll mod ship.
yes.
Um, okay, so also another type of anxiety, social anxiety
Did I
or
do it
social
right?
phobia.
Did I type your where? How did I type your name wrong? What did I do?
Uh,
Fire.
can I do it? Nope, I don't have permission.
Okay. How do I do?
Gotta come from Echo.
/
Control
mod
C,
V.
Control V.
There we go.
There you go.
It had brackets. It didn't actually want
You
them.
have been modded. Welcome to the mod team.
Welcome to the power.
I'm also a mod technically. Ultimate power. Oh, Cam's frozen?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
whoops. Did it
Is it?
freak out? No, it's good now. Okay.
I think it's good now. Okay, we're good.
It's
We're
just
good.
because I was jumping between windows.
Um, yes. Oh, Phoenix Fangirl, hit mod view. It'll change your life.
Yes, it
Um,
looks super cool, and you can see all the
but
lurkers. But
get back to
yeah,
the discussion. Actually, anyone can see all the lurkers if you go to the top right of the chat and you click the little button. It says users in chat. I just found that
I
out
didn't know
recently.
that.
Yeah, so that's cool. And so I was getting to social anxiety and phobia. I know this is something that my mom definitely has. Sorry for calling you out there, mom, if you're still here. But social anxiety is definitely a common one. Um, and also separation anxiety can be a big one, especially between family members.
Oh,
And then
uh,
selective mutism is the last one. Let me just finish this real quick, and
yeah,
then
go for it.
I'll let you talk. That's kind of more in children for like kids who just don't talk, but they can talk, but they don't. Um, that's kind of a more obscure one. But anyway, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, someone said, a fear of like, Bob Potato said fear of large empty spaces. Um, have you ever heard of liminal spaces? That makes me wonder if
Oh, that would
that
probably
would
not be
feel
a
the
good thing
same.
for them to
That's
see.
why I'm saying like it. Don't look it up if you don't know what it is. But I'm more so asking like, do you know what liminal spaces are? Because that's one of the things that you could find either very beautiful or very terrifying, depending on
Yes. So,
fears.
kinophobia is fear of empty or wide open spaces
Okay.
with a K. Kinophobia. Um, but yeah, those are the different types.
I love liminal
Anyone
spaces.
have any questions about phobia? Yeah, liminal spaces are weird. It's basically like abandoned like stuff that they're gonna
Hmm.
like
Or
either
like
demolish or like
empty
convert to something.
schools, things where you normally expect to see people and there aren't any. So like the actual definition of a liminal space is like a space in transition, something
Something in transition.
like an empty
Yeah.
airport or a subway that's being overgrown by a forest. Um, so they're really crazy. But they're super cool looking. Um,
Yeah, because it's just like you'll see like an arcade, but it's just like empty,
mhm.
or like I don't know, just like this huge
Like
like tiled room
or
or like
classrooms or like like a street with fog where it's like it seems like the world just kind of like fades into nothingness and it's like it's just like it's a space in transition where it's just really crazy to look at. They're
yeah,
really cool. They evoke a very interesting feeling. Um, End of the
they
world
do.
images, yes, that's very much. They have a very like Langolier's end of the world kind of feel.
hmm but there is a Twitter account you can follow that's just called Liminal Spaces, and they post
Yeah,
something like
it's
almost
like
every
one of
day.
yeah, it's one of my favorites. It's also funny
Yeah,
because
not like an
sometimes they'll
sorry, I
post.
was just saying,
Oh, go
like
ahead.
Mel said, not it's not like an empty field. It's like more like something that they're it's like a building. It's usually like a structure of some
Mm-hmm.
sort that they're like transitioning into something else, like repurposing it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Like
so
a fast food building that's being overgrown with like vines and stuff that's all abandoned because it's like it's a combination of something that's very modern that you picture like mentally you have the association of like this is food is made here, people eat here, things are being done here, but it's being taken over by like forest and nature, so it's transitioning to something else. Um
yeah,
yeah, it's really cool. But I like liminal spaces because sometimes they'll post uh like references. I don't know how else to say it. They'll post liminal spaces that show up in like pop culture and media. Um,
oh,
or Chernobyl.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
that's a perfect example. That's a
Oh
perfect
yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Like Chernobyl or like yeah. You hit it. You hit it
That's
on the
like
head with that
nail
one.
on the head. Chernobyl's the perfect example of a liminal space.
Mostly
All
just
of
like abandoned buildings too, like
yeah.
just things that are okay. So those are the types. Let's get into the symptoms of anxiety. Before we talk about liminal spaces all
Before we
night.
go off on a tangent, yeah, because that's something we could go on a
uh,
long time.
so some of the symptoms. These are the symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder. Um, but restlessness, like being on edge, uncontrollable feelings of worry. So if you're a worrier, if you have like excessive worry, I definitely was at a period of my life like that.
I feel
Um,
like paranoia is also
Paranoia could be one.
yeah.
Increased irritability, concentration difficulties, and sleep difficulties.
Oh yeah, it's impossible to sleep when you're anxious.
Yes. Um, so those are all symptoms. If anyone else has anything they'd like to add, feel free. Um, but yeah, it's pretty hard to sleep when you have anxiety, because you your mind is just not in a restful
Your
state.
mind and your body by you know
Um,
effect.
one thing that I know some people do is they chew gum, and that can help
Oh.
sometimes with the restlessness because then you're like you're doing something, right? Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I got for the symptoms.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I don't remember now.
About symptoms specifically?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
difficulty
yeah. Okay,
breathing.
I remembered. I remembered. So like basically, so when should you consider seeking treatment? And I would say if the anxiety um affects your daily life,
Mhm.
so or if it's a chronic issue that affects your day-to-day life or kind of inhibits you, then you should probably seek treatment. Now there are treatment options you can do that don't involve going to a doctor, which we're going to get into now. Um, so we'll talk about the treatment options now. So stress management, um, just trying to I don't know exactly how to say it. Um, just trying to like prioritize things and uh,
Um,
do
do you mean things isn't like in
I'm
terms
kind of thinking in
of
terms of like work, like getting stressed out from things at work, like if you have deadlines, if you have just like make sure to like ask for help or ask don't feel like you have to do everything yourself.
mhm.
If you're working somewhere, usually you'll have coworkers that can help you with things, or your boss or whatever. If it's school, definitely, maybe don't save all your schoolwork for the last minute. I know I definitely did that a lot, and I wouldn't recommend it. um, but yeah, managing stress. Um, let's see. There's relaxation techniques.
Hmm.
So meditation. Someone
Mindfulness.
mindfulness. Someone mentioned deep breathing earlier.
Deep breathing's a good
Um,
one.
that could be one. Yoga. Taking
Yeah.
baths. Anything.
I want to also say ASMR, which works for some people, not for
Mm,
everyone, but that is a good way to kind of relax and kind of just try to lower yourself and chill.
Yeah. See, I don't really understand
Do you
ASMR
not
that
get
that
like
well.
uh
I know it's like it's supposed to give you this like sensation or
yeah.
whatever, but for me it's just like I go to those streams and I'm like this is just so weird. I don't know. Like it doesn't I guess I don't like get the response
I
or
feel like it
whatever.
helps if you're like sleepy. It gives
Maybe.
you like I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like embracing that weird feeling that you get on the back of your neck when you hear like I don't know, something like prickly or something that would otherwise feel like I don't know, icky. I don't know how to describe it. Uh
Yeah.
uh
Um
but yeah, I like some ASMR.
I guess maybe I have to watch a few more cuz I've only
I'll
seen a
I'll
couple.
I'll give you some recommendations. There's a couple
Okay.
there's a couple channels I really like.
All right. And yes, create more therapy. That's another issue. Therapy for people can work. Counseling, cognitive behavioral therapy can work. Um, a daily routine that could be helpful too. Just getting in the groove of things, doing things at the same time every day, especially when it comes to sleep. Having a good sleep schedule where you go to sleep and you wake up, roughly the same time every day can definitely help to kind of regulate yourself. Um, and then ASMR could help. Um, yeah,
Or
Mel,
like
ASMR
satisfying videos
definitely
is
good,
another one
right?
too. There's visually satisfying videos, which is like visual ASMR.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like have you ever
Hmm.
seen one like videos of people like cutting soap or I don't know, just like molding sand or any of
Oh, that's
those
kind of
things?
like gosh, what is that subreddit called? Like oddly satisfying, I
Yes.
think.
That's like
That's
it's a form
that's
of
something like
visual
that.
ASMR.
It's like pulling the plastic off a new monitor,
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, that could help if and like Create More says it brings out more anxiety for them. So it obviously doesn't work for
Ah.
everyone,
Yeah.
but it could be an
It's
option.
a thing to try. Um
And then exercise, especially with anxiety because you get that fight or flight response and then you can take that energy and like use it to like run, right? And then that basically expends that energy and can like calm you down after. Um Video games help my anxiety. That could help too,
there's
especially like
yeah.
especially if you play it like I don't play them too much anymore, but playing like really competitive like first person shooter games, just like killing
I feel
people.
like I have the opposite
Um
experience. Those stress me
oh, does
out.
that stress you?
But
So it's
grinding,
interesting because
things like certain skills in RuneScape that are very like the active
yeah,
meditation of like just shut your brain
like
off and like
fishing or
yeah,
wood cutting.
fishing, woodcutting, any of those.
I play
Uh
RuneScape too, so I yeah, I definitely agree with that.
or
But
like yeah, any skill that's like mostly grinding.
the thing with and I'm not, by the way, we're not experts here. We're just
Just
some
talking about
people
things that
that
work
have
for us.
experiences.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, like, when you get stressed and when you have anxiety, your body releases, is it cortisol? Is that the right
Yeah. Do you
chemical or
remember that
whatever?
terrible
But
commercial that was like stress increases cortisol. Cortisol increases belly fat. You need
oh,
Relicore.
yeah,
That's what it is. It's like a stupid
yeah.
million-year-old
So
commercial
that's
for
like so, but what counteracts cortisol is adrenaline, and so I think, and so that's why like playing like things that get your heart racing that like release some adrenaline when you're like playing those kinds of shooter games that can actually help with stress, or help with anxiety. So Well, and you'll hear all the moms, violent video games are bad. Actually, they help more than you think.
They can, yeah.
Um, so yes, and then medication also is another one. If
Yeah,
nothing
that's a
else
big
works,
one. That's a very big,
um,
very helpful one.
there are anti-anxiety medications. There's antidepressants, beta blockers, um, benzodiazepines, and
Benzodiazepine.
tricyclics. I don't
Benzos.
benzo, yes, all of those. Usually they don't prescribe benzos as much anymore because they can be addictive. But
Yes.
um,
I know people
what's
who
the
are
other
addicted
ones?
to benzos, and yeah, that can be a big one.
Yes. Um, but yeah, those are all treatments. If you guys have any things that help you, we've been seeing some here. Video games, uh, crunchy sounds.
Oh, they're talking about ASMR.
Oh,
So
okay.
like probably the most, I feel like I would say universally disliked. I could be wrong. It's like a love it or hate it thing within the ASMR community is mouth sounds, which I don't like. Um,
What is that? Just like,
no, it's
oh,
like
oh, we can't
when you
even
have
hear
a,
it.
yeah, it's too quiet. It's like when I don't know how to describe it.
I've seen one where someone has like a piece of glass and the microphone, and they're like tapping the
Yeah,
glass like by the
tapping is really common.
microphone.
There's tapping and crunching sounds.
Okay. Napping makes my brain reset. Yes, napping can help.
Napping helps a lot.
Just taking a break or just chilling, taking a little siesta.
Mel heard it. Yeah, mouth sounds I can't do.
Oh, she could hear it.
Uh,
I'm gonna I'm gonna take a nap.
yeah. Can your chair do this?
All right, I'm back. Um, yeah, reading fan fiction, reading also.
Reading is good, yeah.
Anything that gives you, joy or
Something that can
pleasure.
like turn your brain in a different direction.
Yeah. Um, and then other than that, I just had a few things for prevention. Reducing your caffeine intake, having a healthy diet, having a healthy sleeping pattern, exercising
Animals.
regularly, and avoiding alcohol and drugs. Petting
Yes.
animals, yes.
Animals
Pets,
are
pet therapy.
fantastic. Yeah, animals are fantastic for helping with mental issues. It's like just having another living being to be in your presence can make such a huge
Yes.
difference.
Specifically goldfish. No, I'm just kidding.
For me,
Goldfish are probably like the least helpful. Yeah, we have
dogs make really good
for
companion
me it's
animals.
I like cats,
Yeah, dogs and
but Betsy
cats
doesn't
are
want a cat.
the
But
best.
we had dogs and cats growing up. Um,
Cats are
but
nice.
yeah. We got a dog, but it's Betsy's dog, and he doesn't
I
like being
think
pet or
Betsy's his
cuddly.
human.
Yeah. So thinking of getting another one
Yeah, they
soon.
got a dog, and then the
Once
dog claimed Betsy.
yeah, we got the dog more for me, and then he kind of
He
claimed
was
Betsy.
like, "I
So we need
like
to get a
this
dog
one. This
that's
one's mine."
my dog.
Oh yay! Thank
Um,
you, bottled enigmas. Yeah, for following.
hey,
Welcome.
that's pretty good. Oh yeah, shredding paper, bubble wrap, popping bubble wrap, that helps people
Yes. Have
sometimes.
you ever seen the silicone bubble? It's like forever bubble wrap.
No.
So they're like these sheets, but you pop them, but instead of like popping, they like fold through to the other side. So once you finish popping it, you just flip it over and you can keep popping forever.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
They're really nice.
Like reusable.
Hmm.
Um,
It's one of those like fidget things that they give to kids with
oh,
ADHD or like behavioral issues.
gotcha. Destroying things that are okay to destroy helps me. Yeah, even like have you seen uh people like breaking plates?
One of something I really want to do to make a video out of is I want to go to like a Goodwill or a thrift store and just get a bunch of like baseball bats and golf clubs and like china and like figurines and stuff and just go out into the desert and just
Just
destroy
destroy
them.
them all.
It would be such a cool video. You get so many cool shots. Rage
Yeah,
rooms.
especially get like
Yes, there's a couple rage rooms in Phoenix.
What's a rage room?
Literally that. It's a big room, and like you pay a certain amount of money, and they're like, here, pick a baseball bat or whatever you want, and then there's just like fax machines or like TVs or like old plates and china and stuff, and you can just go crazy. And it's just a place to like
Wow,
have like an hour to take out your rage.
that's crazy.
But yeah, they're called rage rooms. There's like a small handful of them in Phoenix. You wear suits? Are they like protective suits?
Oh, you wear suits when you do the rage room?
That's what Toaster Strudel said. I've never been to one, but I've wanted to. Um, there's one in Tempe that looks
That
really
sounds
cool.
fun. And yeah, I'm gonna try to get Brian on here too, and we can talk about
Yeah,
our
is he
personal
here?
experiences. He is online. I'm messaging him now, so he should be here
Okay.
pretty soon. I'll let you know.
Yeah,
Well,
when
you'll
he
see
does,
when
let
he
me know and I'll
joins. So
switch over to I'll switch over to chat so we can jump into third to three people and then I'll switch over.
yeah,
Yes, and helmets with visors, which is good cuz yeah, you got to be
I
safe.
pick. Oh, I do that too. Phoenix Fan Girl, pick your finger skin a lot when you're anxious.
I
Like
scratch
if you
off
have
my
a
nail
little,
polish.
if I have a little like hangnail, I'll like play with that.
So this is I chew my nails unless my nails are painted because instead of chewing my nails, I'll pick off my nail polish. So it's a good way to grow out my nails. Woof.
Bless you.
Thank you. Um, Skull Gamer says rage rooms would have helped me a lot when I was a kid.
I'm
Like
not gonna
they'd
lie.
be a fun place to like take a just teenager to get their rage out. Um, yeah, it's a fascinating concept. I really like it. Um, but yes, small things like that, like fidgeting habits. I pick at my face. This is the thing. Like I've got a tiny spot here that was just like a thing, and I'd scratch it off, and then it became a scab, and then I scratched it off, and I keep picking at it. I'm lucky that my face hasn't like scarred miserably, but I pick at my face without knowing it. I don't even know that I'm doing it, but I will just like scratch my face um until I end up like my face will be like bleeding and I'll be like, "Oh crap, what did I do?"
Oh, I know some people that they like bob their legs,
I do
you
that
know, like shake their
sometimes,
legs up and down.
which
I do that sometimes too. Usually
it,
not too often,
it
but
irritates me so much, like my own shaking. It irritates me when other people do it if I can feel it. Like if we're sitting on
mhm.
like a booth or we're at the same table and it shakes the table, it'll like build irritation in me, but I also irritate myself when I'm like shaking like that cuz I it's a thing that I'm doing not consciously that I want to stop.
Yeah.
Tester just says they for sure pick at their face too. Yeah, it's like not even a conscious thing. Like it's not something that I'm choosing to do. It's just like a really weird habit or like a subconscious thing. My mom used to. Oh, the other thing that I also do is I'll like twirl my hair, and this is a thing that like I feel like it's partially. Uh, my mom used to think it was an anxiety thing, but I'll just like do that, and I like that Betsy does it too. Like she also
Yeah, she
has that
does
habit.
that a lot.
Um, Betsy and I are very similar as people.
Yeah. Let's see. I for sure pick at my face.
Mel
Scratch my
said,
arms if I
yeah.
have something to hold to my chest. Not sure why, but it helps a lot. Bounce my legs a lot. My mom has told me to do it, so I stop. Notes to self: never sit near Echo. Always shake my leg.
It's like I do it all the time too, and it's like I irritate myself. Uh, it's just a thing.
hmm
Um,
Um,
did Brian reply?
yeah, I'm trying to get him on. Uh, Maybe I might try calling him.
Do it.
All right. Here, give me a second. I'm gonna try giving him a call.
Okie dokie. Big Butt Potato says I usually rock back and forth. I only started noticing when my mom pointed it out. Oof. Yeah. It's funny because sometimes you have like really consistent habitual things that you don't notice until someone else points it out to you. Like with my awkward hair twirling thing, I think I mostly do it. It might be out of like I don't know why I do it. I don't think it has to do with anxiety so much as like fidgeting, maybe the ADHD, maybe it's a level of like autism, I'm not sure. But there's something about like just twirling my hair like that that's like weirdly satisfying. And apparently it runs in my family because multiple family members do the same thing. One of them being like a male family member who like twirls his wife's hair because his hair isn't long. Anyway, when I was a kid, there was a point where when my mom was asking me if I have anxiety or if I'm anxious because I twirl my hair, and she was always worried that it was like an internal thing manifesting as like habitual habits.
Okay, I
Um,
think he's typing now.
okay, cool.
So
I'm gonna switch over to the chat window. You should still go ahead and say something.
okay, he's in the
Okay,
bathroom,
cool.
but he'll be here soon.
In the chat window, they can still hear you. So whenever he's good, we can just switch over to that one.
Okay, that works.
Chewing or biting lips and skin on them too. Yep, that's another thing I do, just habitually without
Clicking
noticing.
pens, yeah.
That's what a lot of people do. That one surprisingly doesn't irritate me as much as like if I can feel the vibration of someone moving. That part, uh, I don't know why it drives me crazy. I think part of it
Mm,
was from like when my younger sister and I were really little kids and we would sleep like sometimes we would be like sharing a bed be like because like you go to family and they're like here the kids can sleep in the master bedroom whatever, and my sister would turn and toss in her sleep and it would irritate me because I could feel it, and it would always wake me up and I couldn't sleep through her moving, and so I get really annoyed at her. And so I think that might partially be why like leg shaking and feeling like someone else shaking irritates me sometimes. Not always. Usually I can just like tolerate it and I'll be fine, but it won't be a comfortable experience. But
yeah.
pen clicking I'm totally fine
Um,
with.
the best part of online class is I fidget and tap my pen without people telling me off for it.
Yeah.
Bottled enigmas, yes, that is one of the
That is
few
a silver
benefits.
lining, yeah.
One of the few benefits of online or distance learning is what it's called, right?
Yeah, and no travel time. That's another thing that's really nice. No commute.
Okay, getting Brian on now.
Okay. Let me know when he's or I guess I'll hear him. And then I can hop over to the three people thing and we can hope that it works. Uh
Yeah,
One of the only
he
pros,
should
yeah.
already he should already be in the Discord, so we'll
Okay.
hopefully get him in here.
Give him a moment. How's everyone's day been
Yeah.
apart from that? Oh,
Hey,
wait,
there
I
he
see you.
is.
Marco?
Hold on. He's muted right now.
Give him a sec. Um, how is everyone's day? I mostly ran errands.
My day was kind of busy. We're super busy
Are you
at
guys still
work,
super slammed?
but yeah. Well, today wasn't as bad, but tomorrow. Oh, there he is. You're muted, Brian.
Here, I'm gonna jump over.
Okay, hold on. He's getting his mic working. So
Okay,
hold
I'll
on a
wait till
sec.
I can hear him.
Okay.
Hello?
Hey,
There
there
we
he is.
go. Okay, I'm hopping
Hey,
over.
what's going on?
Hey, there
What's
you
up?
are. Okay, well, we're all over
Okay.
the place, but I accept that.
So now you
For
can.
sure.
Hey, it worked.
Nice.
So that goes on the left, but it's fine. It
It's
worked.
fine. This works.
Hey, everybody, welcome. Fancy
This
Hat Gaming,
Fancy Hat
also known
Hey, what's
as
going on,
Gaming.
Brian.
everyone? How's it
What's
going?
go What's going on, Brian? How was your day?
It's been good. Busy, but good. How about you guys?
Pretty
Same.
good. Not too much going on. uh, just seeing people spell your name Brain.
I know. People say Brain,
What's
Brian,
going on, Brain?
whatever you guys want
What's
to
up,
call me.
Brain? I like that. That's funny.
I like both. I go by both.
Nice.
Sometimes people say that at my job. They're like, "Hey, Brain," and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, you fix stuff, so I just call you Brain." And I'm like, "Yeah, but my name's Brian." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, let's just take both." And I'm like, "I mean, I guess." So ever since then, I've kind of just accepted both.
That's kind of
Hey,
Yeah.
it's Fancy Hat Gaming. Hey,
hell
everybody.
yeah. I'm gonna
Hi.
I'm gonna
Look at all this love. I feel very loved
Yeah.
too. There's a lot of
I
people
just
saying hi.
I threw our Twitch
Thank you.
channels in the
yes.
chat too.
Go ahead and go follow
Um,
them.
Yeah.
And then I'm
So those
gonna
are
get
Brian
you.
just
I'm new to
started
streaming.
streaming. Yeah, you just started again, right?
Yeah, I think I need to
Kind of.
upgrade my computer though, because it keeps like I can only play RuneScape and stream
Yeah.
that. So I'm kind of limited on my options there and my audience.
Yeah,
So
you
I
definitely
figured
There's gotta be
you
like
gotta
a
upgrade your system.
lower impact game, right? What about something like my brain goes to Portal because that's like a 32-bit game. But like something more chill.
yeah,
Jeweled.
right. No, there's all kinds of games that I play. I don't know. I really want to like just share. I want to like experience gaming with the world and share my
Yeah.
experiences and connect and just yes, I am doing better at work.
That's
Jen
my
Ricky,
Okay, is
Brian.
it I or Y?
thank you guys so much for all the
It's
hype about
I.
me. I feel really
Did I spell it right?
loved.
Yeah, Brian, you in the house.
I'm in the house. It's nice
But
to
yeah,
meet you too, Phoenix fangirl or Phoenix Fire fangirl.
Jen Ricky is my mom, Brian. So
Oh, hi, Jen Ricky. Hi, hi, yeah. So yeah, I am doing a lot better at work. Uh, I kind of just started better managing my time to kind of I don't know
Okay.
to kind of talk about some of the things with you were talking about anxiety with the discussion I was listening in.
Did I
Yeah,
spell
work.
these right for you real quick? On the stream.
yeah,
Is it Fancy Hat Gaming?
Yes.
Fancy
Yep,
Hat
that's
Gaming.
right.
Yep,
Sweet.
you got
Okay,
it.
now we got titles. Check us out.
Yay.
We're all official now.
Official
Check it out. We're
title.
official.
Hell yeah.
Hold on, I got my Red Bull. Hold up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Big
no,
echo
that's
too, right?
a problem. I know you guys are talking about caffeine and stuff like that and
Dude,
anxiety,
I'm
and
like this
I'll
also this is
admit.
like a glass of energy drink that I just downed because I was like falling asleep. So
So you
I
know
am also guilty of
how I feel. Yeah, it gets to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm crashing. Time to drink an energy drink, but then I get so addicted to them and
Yeah.
so like dependent on them that when I don't have them, I almost get withdrawals.
Yeah,
So
I've finally managed to cut back, and
Yeah.
that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna get an energy drink for when I need it for emergencies, but I'm gonna drink it half at a time because I know if I drank the full thing, I would just give myself a heart attack. So
yeah, no, I
Real,
believe it.
real quick,
So yeah, see.
Big Bro Nintendo. I'm really sorry to hear that. He says Grandpa died last week.
Oh
Yeah, sorry to hear
no.
about your
His pop.
grandpa, Big
That
Bro
is
Nintendo.
really rough. So definitely,
That's rough.
That's
you know,
intense.
sorry to hear that, but
Condolences.
things will get better. Things will get better.
It will get
I
better
think
in time.
we've all of us have lost someone in here too, so we know
I
what
definitely
you're
know I've
going
lost
through.
my grandma, due to age and just medical conditions that were unexpected.
I've lost
So
both
if
my
it has anything to
grandmas.
do with that, I completely understand.
I don't have any
Um,
grandparents alive now.
None at all?
Nope, all dead.
I have one.
Although to be fair, I think both my grandpas were dead when I was born. Maybe one was like still alive, but only for like a few years, so I never really got to know him.
I only had
But
one.
my grandmas, I knew.
Yeah, I only had one grandfather who had passed away when I was a little kid, and then both of my grandmothers and grandfather on my dad's side were around until like fairly recently. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I only have one grandma left. Still, oh, I'm gonna be like her
yeah,
neighbor
it's tough
too.
to.
When I move to Washington, I'm gonna be like right next to her.
Oh, nice.
That
So
would
I'll
be
actually get to
nice.
see
Yeah.
her more.
That'll be cool.
She is like a
Um,
sweet, gentle old lady.
I believe
yeah.
it. Yeah, no, it's rough to lose a loved one for sure. I mean, I know we've all been there, and whether it's like somebody who was young, somebody who was older and it was kind of expected over time. Some things, it really is unfortunate when you lose somebody. And,
Yeah, and
you
like
know,
Brian, like me and you, we lost James,
yeah,
one
we
of our
lost
best
a friend
friends, a few
unexpectedly.
years ago. So that's definitely like really tragic.
So we I
We,
definitely understand where you're coming from, Big Bro Nintendo, when it comes to like not being able to stop not thinking about it, because like it's
yeah,
heavy on your mind.
it'll just take time.
It
Yeah.
takes time to
It'll take
heal, and
time.
try to think of the good things. Try to think of the good times, and
Yeah, or think of how they would want you to be. Oh, okay. My mom says grandpa died before I was born.
Okay.
Okay, I thought maybe, but I wasn't too sure. So got it, mom. um,
Anxiety.
I,
We had
yeah,
talked.
sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
To keep that in mind, I was just gonna respond to Phoenix Fire Fangirl. So
Yeah.
you
Char
Her
can
for
name
you
is
can
short.
Char,
call her
yeah.
Okay,
Char.
Char,
Yeah,
so that's
Char.
good to know.
I'm pretty sure it's Char like Charlotte.
Yeah.
Char.
I used to call her Char like Charmander. But
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it's Char.
that's what I thought because it's Phoenix Fire, and I think Char like
Yeah.
char like getting charred.
Yeah, I'm
Um.
pretty sure it's Char
Anyway.
like Charlotte. Uh
Um. But yes, anxiety. That's what
yes,
we were
we were
talking
just
about.
okay, so
So
earlier we were talking about like I have depression with mild anxiety. Dan, you have like
I have
bipolar which comes
bipolar
with
disorder.
mania and all of the anxiety that is like bundled into that. And then Brian, you specifically have like that's your like primary diagnosis, yes?
Yeah, just anxiety in general. I mean, I'm not really like, I'm somewhat depressed. I mean, obviously, I feel like
They go
everybody's
hand in
being
hand.
affected by with what's going on with the world and everything.
Yeah.
But from what I like was diagnosed, it was just general anxiety, just because I think fast and I think a lot, and the problem is due to that with thinking fast and thinking a lot in my high intensity work environment, and time sensitive things that people have me do, um, it stresses me out sometimes. And
Yeah.
it got to a point that I don't know if I would call it a panic attack, because I didn't like panic, but in my mind I panicked, so I just kind of froze, and then I just couldn't work for a moment, and I had to take a day off, and I just had to like focus on myself, and I like felt mentally drained, and I wasn't
Yeah.
myself, and I was just like, I got to get some help on this.
Yeah.
So that's
I think
what kind of led me to that.
it makes a lot of sense because
Yeah.
I feel like you in general are a very high energy person. And so it makes sense that would be like a benefit and a like a pro and a con at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
Um
Um.
yeah, Dan, go ahead.
Oh, and so is it like do you just have like generalized anxiety disorder, and then you also have depression, or is it just like to treat
It's just
both?
for anxiety. I mean, it is.
Okay.
I mean, it's meant to treat both. Like Echo was saying, those two go hand in hand. When I was talking to the
Yeah.
doctor, so he was
Right.
saying like people who tend to have anxiety sometimes can be partly depressed or have something that weighs
Mhm.
heavy on their mind,
Yeah.
so it makes them anxious because they're stressed about something that they can't control.
Yeah, it's kind
So
of
there are
like
certain things like that in my life that you know,
yeah, it's like your
yeah.
brain overreacts to stimuli and it can react in like the high energy intense way like with anxiety or it can like react in a shutdown way like depression. And
Hmm.
they're both in the same basket but it's just like varying degrees of response to stimulation. Um and yeah, like I have very mild anxiety, but like you were saying, with the medication that I take, it treats both. It covers both of them, which is really nice.
Yeah, for
And it
sure.
helps so
No,
much.
that's good. I mean, like you said, it definitely helps. I think that's one of the hardest things to recognize is or accept that maybe you need help. Maybe you
Yeah.
need an alternative source, or some medicine or something to help understand what you're going through. And I know it's difficult for people to, even make that first step and
Mhm.
talk to somebody or talk to a friend about what they're dealing with. And then even then, sometimes you just have to go to a doctor and get a professional opinion on it and
Yeah.
see what they say.
It's kind of incredible when you actually do get help and it works because then you get to like experience like for me at least, it was like I got to experience life the way that it was supposed to be experienced and didn't realize just how much it was really weighing down on me.
hmm
And yeah, it was very life changing being able to actually get like properly treated for my mental issues.
I believe it. No, for sure. It's it's important to, like you said, like just to identify really what's causing it, because you can get stuck in a cycle and think that you're solving something, but you're really diagnosing something else. So you got to understand, like, is it a trigger? Is it just something that you just think of in your mind that comes back? Like, I don't know. It's just hard to
Yeah.
explain. Anxiety is different for everybody, whether it's like you're thinking of something constantly or you're just generally anxious to be in a situation, whether it's with people or you have to give a speech
Yeah,
or
like social
something.
anxiety.
Hmm.
Exactly. Like there's so many different types of anxiety, like you guys were describing earlier. Um, it's hard to know what anxiety, is if you're affected by. I think mine is just like the ability to control certain things, or not necessarily control, but like understand things. And when things kind of get out of hand, or um, I'm not managing my time, it stresses me out. So I realize that's like one thing I needed to work on, was figuring out why I'm getting so stressed about this time management. And then having some medication has definitely helped me out tremendously.
Hmm. Yeah, and
So,
I think it's hard to get to that like first step sometimes, like you said, like Skull Gamer is saying, getting diagnosed is the hard part due to the fact it can be expensive and it's hard to admit you have a problem, at least for
right.
me. Yeah, that's definitely like, I think I've said this before, is like, if I could offer like one piece of advice to people that are struggling, is don't be afraid to reach out for help, and don't be afraid to uh it doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you can't do it on your own. Even the strongest people I know, they still have to reach out for help. So, you know, you don't have to take it all on yourself. People are out there who can help you. There are resources available.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously in countries that, have an actual decent healthcare system, it's definitely a lot easier for people to get,
Yeah.
access to care.
hmm
Um, Unfortunately, we don't really have that here. But yes, once you get diagnosed and treated, it does get better.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd say
It's
so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's like if it's something debilitating, right? If it's
Yeah.
something that's really dragging you down, that's making it really hard to live, you're really struggling. That's when you should really, you know, seek treatment and try to get the care that you need.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's one of those things where it's like you if you're at rock bottom, definitely seek help, but you don't have to like let yourself get to that point also. It's yeah, it's I feel like I lost so many years of my life to depression that I didn't even that was very unnecessary, and it's like I could have just reached out earlier and been like, "Please help me with this problem I have." And I waited until it just got like absolutely debilitating before finally getting help. Um
Yeah, for me it was more an instantaneous
yeah.
thing, but that was a little different.
You have a
Yes,
very
welcome.
very particular case.
Yeah, welcome Corgo
Bongo
Borgo
bongo,
Bongo.
corgo bongo bongo. That's neat.
Corgo bongo bongo.
Oh, Corgo Borgo Bongo.
Corgo borgo bongo. Welcome. Um,
Much love from Chicago. Hey, Brian's from
Oh hey.
Chicago.
I am from Chicago.
They've been
So,
on Lexapro. I'm also so like I'm on the generic version of Lexapro, which is escitalopram, which is just the chemical name whatever. Um, for Lexapro. 2 weeks. How was the how did it go? Like, because when I first started it, it was the first 5 days were so strange because it's like I could feel my brain being rewired.
Yeah,
And I can't think of any other way to describe it. Everything was just very strange. I could feel my brain processing things differently for the first
I
five
felt
days.
calmer or something. I felt
Yeah,
like
it's like,
anytime like I would want to get like hyper or anxious about something during that first 2 weeks, like you said, I just felt like everything was like suppressing me, and it would suppress my emotions, and I didn't know like
it's
how
such
to
a
react
weird
to it at
feeling.
first.
It's such a strange feeling. Like, you just
Yeah.
feel different. And it's so hard to put into words. But yeah, the first 5 days particularly, first like maybe 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks was still like a very strange transition into like normalcy. But
Yeah,
since then, it's just like I I can't imagine. Well, no, I can't imagine being without my medication, but I prefer not to be without my medication.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
So what are you on, Brian?
Lexapro.
Okay,
You're on
yeah, so we're
Lexapro
on the
too?
same
Okay.
like yay, same medication.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Twins.
It's the lowest dosage that you can
I,
get, but
Mine
I
is like
saw this
slightly
like
higher.
the tweet the other day. It's like, screw your zodiac sign. Tell me what antidepressants you're taking.
Mhm.
that's funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lexapro is one of the most common.
I mean,
It's
not
a
really, but if yeah.
Yeah, I know.
it's like I was saying, it's the same it's treats the same like general process of like stimuli and stuff. It's a very good, very base level one. I feel like it's one of the most common for sure.
Yeah.
Like most common mood
Like most
stabilizers.
commonly prescribed.
For sure. It's the one they usually start with. Um yeah,
Yeah.
I've
And
Yeah, that
I'm
I
on
think that's what my doctor said too. It was the beginning one, like
mhm.
just to kind of identify and see whether or not you're more on like the depression side or more of the anxious side. And based off of everything that my diagnosis has determined, I'm more just anxious more than anything.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm on
it's great.
Seroquel and oxcarbazepine. This is
Which
trileptol.
one? I always forget what they do. I know one is a mood
So
stabilizer.
yeah, so the trileptol or the oxcarbazepine is a mood stabilizer, and then Seroquel or quetiapine is an antipsychotic and uh a slight
Wait,
trank.
clozapine?
No, not. I think about clonazepam.
Okay.
Not that one. It's quetiapine.
Okay.
So it's has a it basically helps me sleep and is like an antipsychotic.
That's good.
So that's the
Well,
first.
that's good.
I've been on that the longest. So after my first manic episode, I was on some stuff and then I switched to that one, and I was only taking that one. And then I had the second manic episode, and then after that one, then they added the mood stabilizer. So now I'm taking two. But I know some people that take like 10. Like there was this one guy when I was at the mental hospital, and he was literally taking like, I think it was like 67 pills a day. So,
Wow.
but he had a schizoaffective disorder, which is like schizophrenia mixed with bipolar disorder.
That's a lot. Oh, I remember you telling me about this person. Yeah, that's a
Yeah, he was
lot.
so funny though. He was the funniest guy ever, but he wasn't on a lot of meds.
Corgo Bongo Bongo. I'm never gonna like your username is incredible. Did any of you change your Lexapro dosage as you went on? I'm at 10, but my doc suggested 20 if I don't see any results in a few weeks. I actually did end up going to 20 because so like even when I started, even at the 10 milligram dose, it was making a difference and it was improving like my general function. But I was still having some suicidal episodes, not incredibly often, but I was still experiencing like some depression, some problems. And so we doubled it and we took it up to 20, which is what I'm on now. Um, and it's much better now. I haven't had like any kind of suicidal thoughts or suicidal ideation in maybe a year. It's been a very, very long time.
That's
Either
good
way,
though.
That
longer
is
than
good.
I can remember. Oh, it's so nice. uh,
It's a relief. I mean,
yeah.
like you said, just those types of like thoughts or just worries is what
Hmm.
brings the anxiety and then eventually leads to a type of depression because it's something that like saddens you or something that
Yeah.
you feel like why do I think about this or why is this affecting me? Why is this reoccurring? And what can I do to change it or control it? And sometimes you can't.
And
So it
they're so
debilitates you.
intrusive. Like it's a like form of intrusive thoughts where it's like it jumps into your brain and it's like, why do I feel this way? And so like actually having a thing that can, I don't know, like figuring out that it's not me, it's my brain, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it
Where it's
does.
like, oh, I don't have to feel this way. This is just my brain responding to things inappropriately. Um,
Yes. And I meant to mention this when I was talking about treatment, was about replacing negative thoughts. if you can.
It's
uh
hard to do, but yeah.
one thing that I don't do, but I should, but I've heard about, is if you have a negative thought, is to write it down and then read it to yourself and then see if it's true or not.
Oh, that's true.
And
Because if you say it out
a lot
loud,
of times, it won't even matter. Like it won't be something true or whatever.
that's true. Because I like
Um,
just
Interesting.
thinking about it,
and
like,
that can help you with the negative thoughts. For example, like if I'm like, oh, my wife doesn't love me, all right, and then like I write that down, and then I say it to myself, and then it's like, well, she does, right?
yeah,
Like it's like putting that negative thought down and like really evaluating it
Hmm.
before you let it, because a lot of times like what your brain does is you have this thought, right? And then your brain's like, okay, that's true, and it puts it over here.
you'll just
And then you
ruminate on
just,
it.
what you think is just, it's true, it's what you believe, right? So before, what you want to do is catch that thought before your brain moves it into the, this is true basket. Catch it, evaluate it, and say, no, brain, that doesn't go there. And
Mhm.
then that'll help you to not like spiral into that negativity.
That's very smart. Because
Yeah.
like, some of the intrusive thoughts that I had, just, like, friends hating me or, like, imposter syndrome, all of that stuff, if I actually stopped and said, like, "My friend Crystal hates me," out loud, that it's like, that's not true. That's that's so, like, demonstrably false that, like, hearing it out loud would crush that, and that's a thing I've never even thought to try, but that makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's something that could help you guys out. Um,
Definitely. One thing I tried, I mean, just to kind of like find yourself or understand yourself better and understand like why you have these thoughts is to sometimes write it down. Um, have a journal or something and write down your thoughts and kind of just you'd be surprised what you think of. There's this book called The Artist's Way, and it
Ooh.
teaches you to like get out of your comfort zone or your bubble and like understand yourself differently. So there's like an exercise that you have to do every day where the first 5 minutes, like you wake up, you can use the restroom or whatever, but you can't drink water, you can't like do anything else. You just got to write down your thoughts. And like you'd be surprised what you think of in the morning and then right before you go to bed. Like the exercise is to write 5 minutes right as you're waking up and then right before you go to bed and like just kind of like review it and go over it and see how you've changed or what you experienced. And we had to share it in the classroom, and it was really interesting to see like how people understood like some of their own behaviors or things that were bothering them in college and things that would like they weren't focusing on, and then like they would think about it in the morning, early in the morning, and it would bother them, but then they wouldn't get to it throughout the day. So it was just interesting to see like maybe some of those triggers for anxiety are, you know, you might be able to identify them by writing it down or something. Yeah,
yeah,
like dream
definitely.
diaries, essentially.
Yeah, definitely. Like journaling can, it's helped me. Also like just writing your thoughts down, or uh, sometimes I'll like try to write like poetry to like be a little more
Yeah.
creative, but also like kind of get my emotions out.
Hmm.
Um, so
I think I
yeah,
channel that a little bit into the scripts that I write for my videos. Um
Hmm.
that's, I feel like, where some of my humor comes from. Like, when I'll be frustrated about, like, the state of the world or horrible things that are happening in politics, I'll make, like, snarky little jokes about it, like, what can I do? And it's just like, yeah, I feel like I try to channel that into my writing for my job. Yeah, I haven't had
Yeah,
a
go on.
oh,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I haven't had a dream diary in so long.
That's essentially what it was a dream diary, because you'd be surprised like what your mind or thoughts are suppressed throughout like your REM cycle and things like that. And then like you regurgitate it sometimes without even realizing it. And it like is cyclical in your head. And sometimes you write something different than what you're thinking. So then you're like, wait, that's not what I think. And then you look back and you're like, oh, that's what I think. And like I don't know. It helps to kind of identify some of the
Yeah.
um, triggers of anxiety.
I can imagine it would help
Yeah.
you a lot with like your self-awareness of your own like mental state.
Yeah,
Uh
Artemis
exactly.
asks, do you have mantras that you repeat to help you baseline?
I have one. There's one thing that I say to myself and that I'll do sometimes. I'll write this will not kill you on the back of your hand because whatever I'm going through, it's like if I'm having a really stressful deadline, at the bottom line is like it's not going to kill me. Like worst comes to happen, I miss the deadline and suffer some ridiculous punishment, but I'm not going to
Right.
die. And so
Mhm.
it's like it puts things in, it just kind of like spaces things out. It's like the when you see the planets like zooming outwards and you can see how vast the universe is and it makes you feel incredibly unimportant. It's a good way to kind of like crush those anxieties down and be like, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't
Hmm.
gonna kill you. You're fine.
Hmm.
And it's like, yes, worst thing, like just evaluating the worst possible scenario. I'm not gonna die. And it's like,
Right.
I
Yeah.
have a safety net in place where it's like, even if, I don't know, houses burn down and all my money disappeared and all this stuff, I have people I can be like, I'm gonna sleep on your couch for a few weeks. And it's
Right.
like,
Hmm.
yeah, so like, this
Oh,
will not
you
kill
can have
you.
Those are
a
scary thoughts too,
you
because
can have
Yeah.
a bed when you stay at our place though.
Yeah. See, like, it's good. Uh,
you got options. Yeah. No,
yeah, it's like
that's the scary part.
there's always a safety net.
Yeah, exactly. That's something
Yeah.
important to
What about
remember.
you, Brian? Do you have any like
Any personal mantras
things
or
you like repeat to yourself to help keep you stable?
I mean, there's definitely like some, I don't know if I don't know if it's called for me, my sake, like mantras. I guess it is a mantra, but just like I guess it's things you just tell yourself to
Mhm.
like
Yeah, yeah,
motivate
that could
yourself
be
or bring
something
you.
too.
Okay, because like talking out loud to yourself, looking at yourself in the mirror and saying it to yourself sometimes, writing it down, like I was saying, sometimes helps. Saying it out loud and hearing it, you
Yeah.
hear
Like
it differently than when you
externalizing
think
all of
it.
the
So
internal stuff.
externalizing it, like Artemis was saying, like speaking out loud, like you may hear it differently and interpret it differently than when you were just thinking of it. So for me, I think just like the big motivator for me is every day I tell myself, like, you know, there's situations in life that you can't control. And what's most important is, I know it's kind of corny, but attitude is platitude. Like it's
Yeah.
like you could perceive it and you could like receive this problem or receive this information or this situation, and you could escalate it and be part of the problem, or you could be a part of the solution. And I know that's kind of corny because I work in IT and my whole thing is about like problem solving and troubleshooting, but I apply that to real life too. It's just like sometimes there's things that worry me or that are out of my control, but it's like, what can I do to control it? And just remembering that not everything's in my control, and what is in my control is like how I respond or react to it. That helps me. So I guess just like internalizing that every day, every morning, right before I get to work or start work and start taking phone calls, that's what motivates me. I don't necessarily have like a specific mantra, but that's kind of mine, if you will.
What is
Yeah.
that one I don't know, proverb, prayer, whatever it is, where it's like the the something
I
to
know I
control the
know
things
I know
that
what you're talking about, and I'll tell it to you right now because
yes, like control the
I
things you
remember it.
can.
So it's like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the
Yeah.
difference.
And it's like
Hmm.
yeah, like I don't know, like regardless of religious beliefs, that's just a good like foundational thing. Is like try to
Yeah,
have
like
this
try to have
like try to have the internal
serenity to
peace to
accept things you
accept.
can't change. That
Mhm.
definitely helps me.
Mhm.
And then courage to change what you can, taking action,
Yeah.
and then wisdom to know the difference of the things that you can
Yeah.
change and the things that you can't change.
Right. No,
Yeah,
The
exactly.
the
serenity prayer.
serenity prayer.
Yes.
I guess
Yeah,
that's what
exactly.
it's
The
called.
serenity prayer.
Yeah. It's
Corgo, real
so
quick.
amazing.
He asked, "How did y'all meet each other?" So
So
Brian and
my
I.
yeah, you start because that's the
Okay,
furthest back.
I'll start because I kind of tie everyone.
Yeah, you do technically, yeah.
Brian and I, right here. Well, I don't know which way I'm facing. This
Up
guy.
towards your bookshelf.
Okay. This guy?
Other side.
This guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
There you go.
Sorry, on Discord we're like different. We were friends in high school, and like became really good friends. We went to the same high school together, went to the same college. He was the best man at my wedding. We're best buds. And then Echo was my wife's roommate in college.
We were neighbors our senior or our freshman year, Betsy and I, and then we were the two morning people in the building, so we naturally ended up being like close friends, and then ended up becoming roommates. And like we met each other around the time that you two met each other.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a week after or something like that, a week or two after I had met Betsy. Betsy met Dan. And
That's
now
right.
look at you guys all married with a house and a dog.
I know, right? Got Payson.
We do have pace.
What a cutie.
Carpe diem prima nocta. So carpe diem's seize the
Seize
day.
the
I don't
day.
know what's prima nocta mean. Something
Wait, is
night. But
that's a meme, isn't it? Am I imagining
oh, is it?
this?
I don't know.
Prima nocta's a
Google.
meme.
Yeah, isn't it like the Artemis Frost is Yeah?
Oh, seize the day and the night.
Oh, okay.
But also, I just looked it up,
It's a
and it
meme.
says prima nocta is the semi-historical legal right of a monarch to have sex with any female subject, particularly on her wedding night.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also
What?
That's they joke about that in The Office.
Oh, okay.
But also just like general internet meme funny time.
I knew of that thing. I didn't know that is what it was called.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That escalated quickly.
That's
right? Isn't that weird? Like, yeah, it's funny. But yeah, I was like, "Are you making a joke?" Oh, I think we're under like
Are
a
you making a
18
funny?
plus.
I'm just kidding.
I think
it's
I'm still
about
set to 18
context
plus.
with
But
Latin, probably.
yes, exactly. Say the whole phrase. It's like nice and wholesome. If you just say prima nocta, then
I think prima means like first, and nocta is
so
night.
the first night.
So it's like the first night. So it's like that makes
the king
sense.
is taking the first night, or the monarch.
The first night, yeah.
And you gotta let him do it because he's the king.
Because king said so.
But yeah, so I was gonna ask another question to Brian. Like, I guess, at what point did you think, okay, this anxiety is becoming a problem, and now I need to seek treatment? Because I know like you probably had it for a while, right, before you actually got treated for it.
Yeah, I want to say almost a year or so. Like I let it go for a while with work,
It
and
creeps up
I
on
started
you.
noticing that my work actually started getting affected by it. Like my motivation, I started getting actually I started getting depressed. I was like, I no longer enjoy what I do. Like I don't know why I'm here. And I was like, wait a second. I went to like school. Did like all this studying. Like I didn't necessarily want to work just in IT, but I was like, I want to do that as part of my learning and growing. And when I like stopped caring about that, and I'd been so passionate about it for so long, it really started to affect me. And then it slowly like drained me and made me feel more and more depressed. And then eventually, I was feeling more and more anxious and out of control with work. And I got to a point where even my boss said something, and then I was like, okay, something's got to give. I got to change. So that's when I seek medical help with my primary doctor.
I was just waving at Joshua.
Oh
Or
no, you're
Joshua's
good. So I was
actions.
trying to pay attention to the chat too, but I'm like trying to look at the video too.
Yeah.
I realized
Steve,
like
don't
my
make me
angle
bonk
with
you
the
again.
camera and stuff is really
Yeah.
awkward.
What's
So
up, Steve?
I've
Welcome in.
hey Steve.
Yeah, Steve's
For anyone who's missing the context, I don't think you still have show feet, do you?
No, I took it out.
It used to
No,
be a reward that Dan had on. Was it for
no, the
bits or
only reason
points
I
or?
made it a reward is because every time Steve joins a stream, he says "show feet," and so I made a. I had a reward, but then I took it out because it was too weird. Because I got raided by like a lot of people, and then Steve
Oh
redeemed the show feet, and I'm pretty sure all of
no!
them
Just
left.
too embarrassing.
So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take that out. And then
Oh.
now I just have a Steve command that just you type Steve and then it says like show feet.
That's
Anyway,
fantastic. That's
No,
hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I remember that. Like, people would definitely get you to show your feet, like, all the time. And they're like,
That's
no,
show them feet.
hilarious.
I usually just pull up like a
Is
picture
this
of
whole
someone's
thing
foot.
Do you still have
Like,
the
here you go.
push-ups reward?
I do, yeah. And I added a T-Rex one.
a T-Rex one?
Yeah,
Oh.
because of the that thing
Oh, you've
that
got
you
the.
were gonna give.
I was wondering if
I
you
didn't.
were, because I was like, I saw, so I know you guys took all that stuff to Goodwill, and then I went in there because Ben was in there or something, and I was like, why is this still here? And I realized you
Yep.
kept it, and I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
has got to be for like something stream related. That's incredible
Yeah.
though.
Anyway,
So you just become a T-Rex for a moment.
That's
yeah, for like
amazing.
I like that. That's a lot.
yes, no
I'm
one's actually
glad.
redeemed it, but people are saving their points for it.
Is it
I'm
like
gonna
one of the
save my
higher
points
ones? I
for it.
might, yeah, maybe
Yeah,
I'll
it's
see
like
how many I've got.
25K.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Lot of
saving
points.
my points then. I just won't
Okay,
redeem
so
my
is
drink
it
water or whatever.
T-Rex for the rest of the stream?
Uh,
Or until you
probably
can't
not. I
handle
was
it
gonna say
anymore?
like for about like 5 minutes or like when I'm just like okay I can't
I
anymore.
really like that reward, especially because of the thought of just randos passing through and just seeing this dinosaur play WoW or something. Like
Yeah,
that's just incredible.
yeah. Echo has to work on
Yeah,
her
I need to set up
rewards.
rewards. That like the
Lisa, I'll
dinosaur
get
one is really clever. I like that a lot. I need to set up fun
gotta make
rewards.
Yeah,
your
right.
subscriber badges. Gotta
I
do well.
do.
You got your first emote.
I got 3.
3.
And they were all approved, including the Chewy knife one.
Oh, nice.
Hi, that one guy.
I'm gonna
Welcome to the stream.
Yeah.
welcome. I
In.
want to see
Hello.
here. I'm gonna play the knife. It's just
Yeah, that one guy,
no.
445.
I was so worried that the knife one took forever to get approved. I was so worried that it wasn't gonna be.
Just do it. Just depends.
I mean, it makes sense because that one's like a bunny with a knife, and it's a little intimidating.
Well, but even though like the butt one was approved in like 2 days, but like my
Oh.
face like zoomed in took like a week.
I guess that kind of makes sense because they probably wanted to check it against some things to make sure that it was actually you. That you weren't like stealing someone else's face or something.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe I don't know.
I do know if you get to you can be elevated to some like good standing or whatever, and then your emotes like they don't even have to be like
Oh,
approved to the approval process.
that's
I think
cool.
maybe I forget the requirements for it, but there's certain like things you have to meet. Like you have to have
YouTube.
streamed for like a couple months and this many hours, blah blah blah.
That makes sense. YouTube
So.
has a similar thing where your account can be put in good standing if you consistently like judge your content correctly, because you know how they have the new like there's no alcohol, no swearing, no, you have to like put all these things, and if they find that you have told the truth enough, then they trust you more.
Oh, nice.
Which is good.
No, I think you still only have one emote slot, right, Echo, for tier 1 subscribers?
I think it's
Yes.
3. I could be wrong. Am I looking at the tiers wrong?
You have I can't access the other 2, so I think those are for tier 2 and tier 3.
Okay, yeah. I think you might be right.
Yeah, so Echo only has the one, so
Is
she
that
needs more subscribers.
emotes? Yes, it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3.
I think
Oh,
if,
no, I just got an
sure.
open slot in tier 1, so I can put a new one.
Hey, you got enough subscribers.
Oh, very
yeah.
nice.
I'm gonna have to do that.
Hey, glad you're feeling a good vibe here. That one guy. There's definitely good vibes here.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Trying to
we're
spread
trying
the vibes.
we're trying to
Spread the
just
positivity.
express and
Oops,
share and
it
make
for a
people
sec.
not feel alone with some of the issues that they may be dealing with.
Yeah, we've been focusing mainly on anxiety tonight, talking about we did a lot of background on what it is, different types of anxiety. Yay, more emotes!
Hell
Yes,
yeah.
exciting. I have 3 slots.
You have 3 slots?
Yeah, because I was
Nice.
really lucky and a bunch of people like gifted subs and stuff.
Speaking of which, I need to sub to your channel again because I think my Amazon one refreshed.
Yay!
Um,
And
next time
Brian
we
is still
stream,
working
remind me.
for affiliate, right?
I am going for affiliate.
Nice.
I mean, I just started again. I streamed a long time ago. So to anybody who followed me, by the way, it looks like, holy cow, I got quite a few follows here. Skull Gamer 4,
Skull Gamer's
Sage
cool.
Roots.
And I
Um,
will post the links again in the chat.
Yeah.
oh, that one guy 445. Thanks for
Hell
following.
yeah.
Thank you
Everyone
very
follow
much.
Brian.
Oh,
He's
you know what? I just
Borgo
realized I
Borgo
forgot.
Bongo, Create and More followed me as well. Phoenix Fire Fangirl. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Char,
Char.
thank you so
Like,
much for the follow.
she's great.
Get
She's like the
Everybody, thank you
ultimate
guys. I'm feeling
fangirl.
a lot of love here.
Like,
Sage
I love
Roots
Char.
followed me as well, so thank you. To anybody who followed my channel. I'm not streaming at the moment, but I was just looking at my Streamlabs here and looks like
Oh, that's
got quite
another
a few
thing. We
here.
can do
So
dual
I
streaming,
really
can't we?
appreciate you guys
no, only
following me.
partners.
Oh
Only
wow, here
partners.
Yeah,
Joshua
Nice.
Actions. Thank you. Thank you so much for the follow.
thank you.
Feeling
Thanks
a
for all the
lot of
help,
love
guys.
here. Thanks everybody. Seriously. No, I'm hope oh, here we go. Another
Trying
follower.
to get
Happy
Brian.
Yeah, we're trying to get
2016
Brian to
Barrett.
affiliate.
Brian needs to get
Wow,
to
okay
50
guys. No,
followers for
seriously. Yeah, there's a
affiliate.
lot of love
Trying
going on
to
here.
trying to help him out with that.
I
And
really appreciate it
he also
because
has anxiety, and so we're bringing him on for this talk.
Yeah, because you're very
you all are
appropriate
amazing.
dude to talk about things.
Hey,
Meltron11 is now
Oh,
following me
Mel
as
is
well.
also
Thank you
great.
so much.
nice.
Thanks so
Mel
much
is
for the
super great.
follow.
Mel and Char are actually my moderators, and Dan. But like, they're super cool people to know. Mel is great. Um,
I believe it. Yeah, I've had nothing but
yes.
good vibes since
Whose
I
channel's
joined
name? So
the
is
channel and the stream and
yes.
was watching you guys. And then I'm glad I get to share my some of my thoughts on anxiety just because it directly affects me and has been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah,
it's
I mean, me
I'm
also
sure there's other people too.
it helps to destigmatize it to a degree to have people be like, yeah, I have this thing and it affects my life and this is how I deal with it and live a happy normal life. Um
Right.
and it's like you can too if you suffer through these things, you don't have to suffer it can be a little bit of work and that's not fun, but
Yeah, no,
you
exactly.
can do
That's the
something
key
about it.
thing. The key thing there, like, to take away of what you just said. You don't have to suffer.
Yeah,
Like
it's like you
that's like
have
the
power
key thing to remember. Like
or
you
you
have the
can.
power or you have the options. There's options that are different for everybody. So, one method may not work for you, but it works for somebody else. So you can't quit after the first few attempts of trying to help yourself. And I was fortunate that I found a medication that immediately helped and
Yeah.
got me back into like feeling confident with my work and myself and just motivating myself. And that general anxiety, sure, it's there every once in a while, but I have it a lot more under control.
Mhm.
Like it it the Lexapro, I mean, I don't want to say that's the only reason that I'm getting better, but it's definitely helped.
Yeah, it's a big
I think
reason.
it's just been an enabler to help me
Yeah.
get there. And by the way, I just want to say thank you for the follow. Not quite, um, and
Oh,
PETA, not quite, and
hello Koifi Streams. Also, thank you for following. I
thank
finally
you so
pasted
much
the
for the follow.
notifications, so
and
if
hi,
you
Jung Jungli Junglix.
Junglix, welcome.
What's going on? We're talking about anxiety, and we're sharing our experiences and some background, and just kind of having a conversation about that and about what
hmm
you guys want to talk about too.
So we all have like
Yeah, exactly.
different primary. Oh, thank you. Someone just complimented my notifications. We all have different like main diagnoses for mental illness. Um, and yeah, today we're just kind of talking about the anxiety side of them. And like panic attacks and different like treatments and ways that you can go about it. or at least that we've experienced. That's the thing that we like to point out here, is that none of us are professional therapists or anything. We are just people who have
by any
experiences.
account or anything
Yeah,
like that. Yeah, we're
we're
not
just sharing our
professional or
experiences, and
medical
that's all.
experts. Yeah, this is just like our accounts of what we've gone through and how we cope with it, and some of the options and outlets for help that we've sought.
Yeah,
So,
things that have worked for
we
us.
just want you to know you're not alone. That
Yes.
there's help, and there's people and other people who deal with some of the same things you may be dealing with. So, thank you, that one guy. I appreciate that. Yeah, I am doing a lot better. It was for quite some time, actually. We were just saying it was almost a year before I really started to accept that I have problems with anxiety, and I realized, like, when it started to go outside of work. So it was at work, I get anxious, and then I get home and I was anxious. And with friends and family, I was anxious. And
Yeah,
when
I
I started
remember,
seeing
dude.
that,
I remember,
yeah,
Oh,
like, we would hang out and
hello.
like
Appropriately. Sorry,
you'd,
appropriately enthusiastic. Nice. Thank you for following.
you'd be in my car. Remember that one time we went to that thing and then you had your laptop and you're like, "Hold on, I gotta answer this call," and you're like
oh,
doing
dude, oh,
like
so
fixing
yeah, that's
like neck
another thing. I
issues.
gotta,
Like,
when I'm on call, which knock on what I am now, when I'm on call, I get anxiety, and I don't mean to. And I'll
Hmm.
admit, when Dan and I were in a car, um, I got an on call, and I had to take a phone call because the pager kept going off every minute. So I'm like, all right, I got to take this. Um, anyways, just saying, there's things that are out of your control, but you have control on how you respond or react to it. And that was one of the things that I was saying earlier, is like, that helped me. My mantra is like, I am in control, even though I may not be able to control 70 or 80% or maybe 90% of what happens to me outside of the world, but I can control that 10% of how I respond to that. So, um, I just, that helped me to really r- realize the importance of who I am and how not important I am at the same time. Like, I don't want to be egotistical or narcissistic or
It's
selfish, but
it's like a
realize in the
realization
grand
of
scheme
like
of things, there's
your place and like where you fit into the world. It's
exactly,
self-awareness. It's just being like
exactly.
aware of yourself.
June, thanks for that. You're all beautiful, loved, and valid.
Thank you.
I love the normalization of mental health. Artemis asked, when in a depressive state, do you find yourself lethargic, sleeping all the time?
Yeah.
For me, yes.
Yes.
It does vary from person to person. So not everyone might be that, but I think in general, probably sleeping too much would be um, a characteristic of depression.
Yeah, especially like personally with my job, because my time is so flexible. This is a thing that like a friend has pointed out to me. Like, you should never say that you have like free time when you own your own business and all this stuff. It's that your time is flexible, because there's still work I have to get done. I just have to move it around. And when it comes to depression, it's hard to stop myself from moving everything, just like wiping the desk and falling asleep.
Mm,
Because I have that ability, and when I have like when I'm in a depressive state, I don't necessarily have that self-control to be as responsible as I should as a business owner.
I mean,
Right.
that's a lot to maintain, like you said. I mean, it's one thing
Yeah.
to like work and do work and motivate
Yeah.
yourself for that, but it's another thing to manage it too. Like, another thing to like control that and realize like you're both of those roles, and you
Yeah.
have to motivate yourself and you have to manage that and make sure that you're continuing with your projects and continuing with whatever you want, your goals. And that's extremely difficult. I mean, especially when you've got anxiety, or any kind of depression or anything like that, because it could be really debilitating when you hit like an obstacle, if you will, or something that like stops you from your goals or your progress, and then you get into this like cycle, like, I can't do this. I feel like I can't progress. And eventually that, like, gets worse over time if you don't address it. So that's kind of what happened to me. Was I just started realizing like, hey, something's got to give. I got to seek help. And I'm glad I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
glad. I'm
similar
glad. Because
breaking
I remember
point.
we talked about it, and then I think I maybe motivated you to seek help.
No,
When you're
exactly.
really struggling with it. I do want to mention that one guy. I did see your comment
Yeah, I saw that.
about your
His
dad
dad.
having
Yeah,
issue and you
I
having
was
a
just
little bit
reading
of
it.
trauma from that. So I'm glad we can cover you. I'm glad your dad's doing better.
Yeah, glad your dad's feeling better. That's
We
very
could probably
traumatic.
do like a whole talk on trauma,
Oh my
right?
gosh,
Like
yeah, I'm gonna actually add that
PTSD.
to my post-it.
Yeah, put that on the list. That's something we
I've
can talk
definitely had
about.
my fair share of accidents and things, traumatic events.
Oh my
So I
gosh, like
know
trauma and
firsthand,
PTSD.
Be a good topic of discussion.
Yeah.
like
And
PTSD, even almost like
yeah,
those kinds of
PTSD
things.
is directly related to trauma. Um, but yeah, glad he's doing better, and hopefully, you're able to overcome that trauma. I think time helps definitely. But if it gets really bad, you can seek professional help with like therapy
Yeah.
or you know trauma counseling. Uh,
Yeah.
Artemis says anxiety for me is like perpetually hearing the boss slash enemy, but never actually seeing the
Yes,
threat.
it's the violins. It's that like
Yeah.
constant like scary music in the back of your mind where you're just waiting for the thing to happen, but there is no the thing. Like
There's no thing.
it's just that constant
Good
like
description of it.
That's a
and it's
horrifying
like ooh,
image to
it's
like
the
think that something's there, but it's not, and
the
It's like in
the
or
Dark
not
Souls.
find it.
You come up
THX
to the
that like
boss.
do
Yeah,
that's anxiety. That yeah.
or like you
That's a
come into
like
the boss
that's
room and
such a
you hear the boss like drop down, and you see its name on the screen and its health bar, but there's no boss,
ugh.
and the music is just playing.
Yeah, that is anxiety to a T. That's such a good analogy.
Really is though. I mean, you guys are giving some great like examples. Thank you for sharing like some of your own personal experiences because it
Yeah,
helps us. It helps the
this is
chat
a
realize
safe
you're not
space.
alone.
We're not gonna judge you guys. We're trying to make a safe place to talk about mental health discussion. So just throwing
Oh,
it
I
out
have a
there.
thing. I have a semi-funny story of a thing that happened actually today. That guy says, thanks guys, but related to the PTSD, every time I hear a loud thump, I get anxiety, or it scares me. So I was running errands today and I was waiting for a bus and I heard this loud bang behind me and it freaked me out to the point where I like audibly gasped. Luckily I was the only person there, so it was just like a moment of embarrassment and I'd like freaked out and turned around really quick and there was no one there and I realized that a lemon had fallen off a tree. And I went and like shook the branch and a bunch of them came down. So like literally gave me lemons, but scared the shit out of me in the process. And I was just like, I'll take them. And so I took like 5 lemons from just from like this random like house with like overgrown citrus. But it scared me so bad because it made such a loud noise. And then I like whipped around and there was nothing. And it was like,
Yeah.
what on earth made that? And then I realized it was like, yeah, it was a lemon that fell down.
No, exactly. Yeah, like I
Lemon.
Hello, Mystery Angel.
that's amazing.
Welcome.
Okay,
You
bye,
make
mom.
lemonade.
My mom's
Oh,
going to bed.
Good
Have a good
bye,
night,
night.
mom. Have a good night.
mom.
Or I don't know why I called her mom, but
Lemon demons. She's mom. She's
bye,
everyone's
Dan's
mom.
mom.
She's great. Bye,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dan's
she's my
mom.
mom.
You must pay a small price for some lemon.
Yes. That was the price
Yeah.
of the lemons that life gave me.
When
Lemon
life
demons,
gives
that's
you
great.
lemons, make
Mm.
lemonade.
When life
True.
scares you to death with lemons, take them.
I speaking of like PTSD, and I don't
Yeah.
know if it's necessarily PTSD in this regard, but anxiety. Like I hear this ring or this like chime anytime that a phone call comes to the service desk queue, and
Mm-hmm.
I hear that in my sleep. I hear that right as I'm waking up, even though I'm not connected to the phones. I'm not like on the phones or at my job. Like I'll just hear that ding 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 randomly, and it freaks me out every time because I'm
That's
not
like
sure if I'm like taking a phone call, and then I'm like on the spot ready to like troubleshoot, and I just wanted to
something.
share that.
Yeah, something that made me think about is like, do you ever like feel like your phone's vibrating and then you don't actually have your phone on you? It's
Yes.
like
Oh,
something like that,
when you think it's in your pocket and you're just like
or like
it's like I don't know if my leg's
you think,
twitching
oh,
or
my phone just
something.
vibrated, but then you don't actually have the phone in your
Mm-hmm.
pocket, but like
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
like
a
a
similar
weird
thing
ghost
to that.
feeling. Uh
Right.
Yeah, I get the same way now with phone calls too. I hate phone calls. Phone calls give me so much anxiety,
I think
especially because half of them are
they
robots.
they
Most of them
used
are
to. Okay,
robots.
let me tell you a little thing about me. Is like phone calls used to stress me out so much. Like especially if it was like I'm at work and I have to like call like the client, or I have to like you know I would get so nervous about it, and I would like literally like write like what I'm supposed to say to them like in little notes, like almost like a script before I called, because I was like nervous I was gonna like say the wrong thing. But I don't know what happened, but at some point, like I just kind of stopped caring. So
Yeah,
now, like
I
I don't
don't even
like
answer
now I
my
just like
phone.
call people. I'm like, hey, what's up? Like blah blah blah. I don't know. I guess maybe I overcame that fear at some point, and then it was just like it's
You just
actually
got
not
desensitized,
that
maybe?
scary.
You
Yeah.
definitely become more confident too, as like, you're familiar, or like you overcome that, like you said. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
and
what.
maybe streaming might have helped too, because I'm like talking to people, more regularly,
Yeah.
or like random, people I don't even know. So that
Hmm.
maybe helped too. But like, yeah, like now I just like I don't know. They don't stress me out as much as they used to.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, going back to the whole theme of this like stream today is anxiety. I mean,
Hmm.
that's the type, or a trigger of anxiety right there. Like, being anxious of not knowing what to say. That's kind of my anxiety, because like sometimes I get a phone call and I'm not sure how angry or upset somebody's going to be, or how they're going to like respond. And that's where like that mindset or that mantra that I was talking about comes into play. Like, okay, you might be given a situation that you do not have control over from their side, but you do have control over how you respond to what they're saying to you or needing your help with. So I used to get really anxious and like, oh, I don't know if I could help them. I don't know what I'm going to do. But now I definitely feel more confident, like Dan was saying. And it's not that I don't care. It's more just like maybe I'm desensitized. Maybe I'm just like
Yeah,
so
it's
used to
like,
it that,
yeah,
It becomes
sometimes,
more normal for you,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I've
Instead of
normalized it.
like for me, it was like something that was
robocalls are
like, oh
awful.
my god, this is a really scary thing that I have to do, and now it's just like this is a thing I have to do, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Instead of tying that, oh, it's a really scary thing. It's just like okay, now it's just a thing.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Done it so much. So yes,
Betsy's comment
robocalls do
was,
need to stop now. I
oh,
agree.
yes,
And
completely. I hate robocalls so much.
I yeah. Luckily, my phone they changed something with it, and now it says like suspected spam.
I get that
I
too.
see on it.
I love
So I
that. I
like
love
that.
that feature
I
so
like that
much.
about it. And
Uh,
yeah, it's a pain. I used to like answer it because sometimes if you answer a robocall and you wait a little bit, they'll actually get to a point where they say, "Do you want to be removed or whatever?" And then you can remove yourself.
oh.
Um,
See,
and then
okay.
another time,
I've
well, I
tried
got
that
a
with one and
couple.
then they didn't actually stop.
Well, yeah, it doesn't always work, or it might be
Or
a
it might be a
different
different one with
host
the
or
same
something.
recording.
But I was sorry once. Well, I have a couple stories, but I'll just say one is
Yeah.
when I got a phone call and it was like such a robotic voice. It was like, "You have been pre-selected for blah 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 blah, blah." And I was like, "Man, this shit's stupid." And then they just stopped and they were like, "What?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, hang up. That was a real person." I thought because I would always like fake it. Like if I got a robot call, I'd be like, "I don't want this shit, you
Hmm.
freaking bitch," and because it's a robot. But this is
Yeah.
like an actual person. I was like, "Oh shit."
Uh,
Oh, so
I,
that was the thing.
I remember one time I got a really terrible, it wasn't a robocall, it was like a spam call. And the guy was like, "Excuse me, you want a car? I want to mail you the car. Give me your address." And I was like, "How did I win this car?" And I just started asking him all these questions.
That's another
And
thing.
I think that was one of the very last like real people scams that I ever had. But I asked him so many questions that he got upset and like yelled at me and was like, "I'm not even gonna give you the car anymore." I'm just like,
That's how
"Okay,
you do it.
you can
You
have
Yeah,
just
it." It
you
was
just got to ask them so many questions and be like so like inquisitive that they're like thrown off, and they're like,
right.
that was
It's
I
like
went
like,
to train
my
for this.
dad.
Like I,
what
I
is my
wasn't
name?
given this
How did
information.
you get this number? Like, give me
Yeah,
any information on me,
how do you even
How do
mail a
you mail
car?
a car?
right?
No,
I
one
was just
time
like,
I mean, I guess you
this.
could
It was
like
the
ship it, like
dumbest
get it on a
scam.
ship and like mail
ship
it to
it,
somebody.
get it,
Literally
ship
like ship it, like you put it on the ship and you
it
ship
on the
it.
ship. But no, one time my dad got this call for like a cruise or something. Like, oh, you've won this free cruise, and he's like, "Honey, we won this cruise. Pack up the suitcase." Like he was like yelling at my mom, and the person like hung up on him.
Oh, jeez.
I get all excited, and the person just like left.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
okay, see you later,
Hey, have a
Shar.
good
Bye,
night, Shar.
Char. Yeah, we're supposed
Thanks
to
for stopping
approach.
by.
We're no, we've approached 10 p.m. I did want to say today is March 10th, which is the Mario Day, because it's like when you put them together, it's like literally it's MARIO, because 10.
Oh,
It's
Mar.
Mario Day.
Oh,
I just saw that on Twitter earlier today and I was super happy about it. But the other thing I was gonna say is like we're approaching 10. I feel like we should wind down with like last thoughts, any like general
Yeah,
takeaways.
anybody have any
Yeah,
questions for
any
us
final questions or
specifically?
anything that you want to bring up?
if you have any suggestions on what you want
Yes.
us to talk about next time, this would be the time for that as well.
Yeah, future topics. Things like what medication when our breaking points were that we realized we needed help, or what normalization of mental illness. Mario, thank you, Skill Gamer. uh,
I didn't know Bugattis were mailed, but in Italy, but that's pretty sweet. Not gonna lie, if I was ever a telemarketer, I'd try my best to sound like a robot. Yeah, I mean,
oh,
yeah, if you could like imitate a robot and like nobody knew that you were a real person, that'd be amazing. That'd be the ultimate prank.
you could trick Dan into yelling at you and then make him feel really guilty.
Oh, mystery, but I just joined. Oh,
Oh
Oh no,
no.
well, we are. This is gonna be recorded, so
Mhm.
you
this
can
is
watch
gonna be
the raw,
recorded.
and then I've been uploading them to YouTube as well.
Oh,
And
LGBTQIA, that
also
would be a good one.
before we go, let me drop our Brian and my Twitch channels real quick.
Yes. Because right now we're
Um,
streaming on, because so Dan and I switch back and forth on streaming like channels. So we'll stream on his channel one week and then my channel on one week, and we usually do like Wellness Wednesday stream on Wednesday.
yep. And I threw my YouTube channel there. You can watch the previous 3 installments if you want, and then we'll put this one on
Oh,
there
Mr.
as
Angel,
well.
thank you.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
favorite YouTuber.
Oh,
No,
that
thank you
makes me
guys.
happy.
There's definitely been a lot of like good feelings, good vibes here. I know there was a good comment here. The general like takeaway, what was it? Yeah, general takeaway, you're all valid and loved.
Hello, Hannibal Lecter.
Absolutely.
Thank you for following.
Absolutely.
Couldn't say that
Um,
better,
when's the
better
next
myself.
stream? Okay, so probably, at least for the mental health stream,
Yeah.
we have been doing them on Wednesdays. So hopefully, either next Wednesday or the Wednesday after.
Yeah, we try to do them like
Because you were
every.
gonna be out of
Oh,
town,
yeah,
right?
I might be.
So you
But if
may
we
be
stream on
there.
your
So
channel, I can still just take my laptop and because of the way we do the streams on your channel, I think that would be fine.
true.
Because the week after that, I'm gonna be in like a different state.
Yeah. Okay. So
We'll figure
hopefully
it out.
next Wednesday. But
Yeah,
also,
that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know when Echo's next stream is for just you.
I need to do an art stream soon. We're still working on the well, I want to do more of the lilac hamster drawings, but I also want to work more on the dream house illustration that we were working on. And I also want to stream Little Nightmares once I get boot camp figured out.
That'd
And
be
then
fun.
I'm going to stream Little Nightmares, and
It's a
that'll
good
be
idea.
hella fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll
Echo's
stream
schedule's
Portal.
kind of flexible. Mine's a
Mine
little bit like that too.
Yeah.
Uh,
I figure I'm gonna
so
leave my streaming stuff in the air to like you just stream every couple days or whatever whenever I can find time for it until like if I ever get partner or something or it becomes a more stable amount of income, then I'll give
Yeah,
myself a schedule. But for
yeah, and like
now,
Brian,
I
it's
feel
like
that.
a hobby.
yeah, Brian and I we're working full-time jobs, so
So you guys stream in
uh
the afternoon.
we stream in the
We
afternoon
stream later in the
or
afternoon.
sometimes on the weekends.
Yeah, and we're
Yeah,
pretty west, so it's pretty late in the
Yeah,
day for other parts of
it's
the
gonna be
country.
daylight savings time this weekend, guys. Don't forget.
that's true. That's
Uh,
true.
so
Oh
Arizona
yeah.
does not do daylight savings, so we're moving from basically mountain time to Pacific time. which kind of sucks.
Everyone needs
'cause-
to stop doing daylight
I know,
savings.
right?
Just stop
Yeah.
it.
Daylight savings. Just
We're so
follow
ahead
what
of the
Arizona
times.
does.
Throw it away.
By the way, thank you for the follow, Bob Potato 1.
Oh yeah.
I have 44 followers now. Isn't it like you reach 50 and then you just keep
Well,
streaming
and
and
then you also need 3 concurrent viewers
sure.
for a while.
Okay.
But yeah.
Well, then you guys have shown a lot of love. Thank you. I mean, you've gotten me closer to one of the goals, at least just a follower
Yeah.
goal, so that I can move forward and like just create a regular like streaming. I'm gonna try and stream, 2-3 times a week. But oh, that one guy. Thanks for stopping by, dude.
Yeah, thanks for being here. And then Echo, are
Glad
you
you
Oh.
enjoyed the stream.
pop by my city for a sec?
Depends on where your city is.
Yes, I didn't realize that.
Arizona, we don't care about daylight
There's a lot
savings.
going on here.
Should we
It's
raid
really
someone, or
pointless.
do we not want to do raids with the mental health streams? Because those are kind of particular. I don't know if we could jump into like a just chatting, or
Yeah, let's see. Or if anyone has any suggestions of
yeah, who's streaming right now?
I have a friend. Maybe we could stream that's playing Minecraft, but let me see. Or we could just pick what we did last time was we just picked a random just chatting streamer,
like a super
right?
rando. Yeah.
Let's see if there's any other mental health like streams going on.
No, we really appreciate you guys, taking time out of your
Yeah.
day and just listening to us share. And I appreciate you guys having me on the channel. This was really cool.
Really great
Just to
discussion
kind of
about anxiety and
yeah,
thanks
I
for
mean,
being
just
here, Brian. Hopefully we can have you on more of these.
Yeah.
absolutely feel free to invite me on any of them. I mean, I could definitely share my opinion on certain topics, and especially ones that I can relate to, like anxiety, for example.
Mhm.
I felt like really resonated with me just because of some of the things that I went through. And I know I appreciate you guys letting me share that. And I'm glad I got to know you guys a little more and know the chat a little more too, that, we're not alone. A lot of people have different anxiety things that happen, and some are more severe than others. But, there's always help. You're not alone is the main thing to remember.
Thank you, What Nug Graphics. I hope I'm saying that right, for following. Thank you. Welcome. Yeah, it's
Hey, have a great rest of your night, Skull Gamer.
yeah, good
And
night.
before we close, I'll do one final link to Brian and
Yeah.
my Twitch channels.
Go follow them. We'll probably honestly end up, I don't
Probably
know,
be on my
gaming or streaming. We'll probably pop around on each other's streams every now and
We'll
then.
definitely be on each other's stream, and
like
like
if
I
you
said,
ever play
anytime
Minecraft,
I will
we've got a realm
start playing
together.
Minecraft. Yeah,
bye,
I need to
Felicia.
start playing that. Speaking of which, bye, Felicia.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I've got to log on. Ben said there was something crazy. I don't know. He said something about a big black box or space something. I don't know. I've got to pop on the realm and see how much development has happened, because that realm.
Oh yeah, I need to.
That realm is
Oh,
popping off so fast.
We killed the Wither the other day.
Oh, you did?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I died, but the rest of the guys killed it, I guess.
Oh wait, that's the clip that you sent me, right? Of just like, yeah, we did it. I died. That one.
Oh no, that was killing the Ender Dragon.
Okay, that was the Ender Dragon.
I died both times.
That one was
like,
hilarious.
I just died.
Yeah, that I think that clip is still on your channel, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's really funny. You should do the raid for me, because if I do it, I'm gonna like pull
yeah,
sound.
I did explode. That was a pretty funny clip.
That one was good.
Oh, let me see real quick. Let me see if I can.
Thank you to all the positive thoughts and the positive comments to everybody here. Just sharing. Like I don't know how to say that. Junglix. Mental health is very important. I'm proud of everyone who's been dealing with it. You're all valid, strong, beautiful, and amazing.
Yeah, there's the Ender Dragon kill.
That clip.
Yeah, have a good night, Clingy Kitten. Thanks for being
Highly
here.
Highly recommend watching that. It's like 50
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining.
hilarious.
Thank you to just for being here and being a part of the stream. And there's nothing wrong with hanging out with us. If I mean, obviously you got to balance life, so you got to study, you got to get things done. But if you're depressed, you're feeling down, there's nothing wrong with listening to people or talking to people and sharing your feelings, or just, yeah. So we're glad that you stopped by.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we
To
just
everybody, and we
chill
are
for
gonna
a
go ahead
sec,
and
yeah?
raid a tray.
What should we
I'm
say?
not exact. Let's
Uh,
say we
something
do like Echo
positive.
raid.
June, that's what I'll just say. June. I like that. It's short
Nice.
for. Yeah, everybody, thank you guys for having me again. It was really awesome. Hope to be on another stream with you guys soon.
All
Oh
right.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
playing
You guys
guitar
can
right
just
now.
say it.
So beautiful.
Oh,
Thing.
nice.
So, all right. Good night, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.
Is
Hey,
it
everybody,
going?
have a great night. We'll catch you next
Yes.
time.
Thank you for hanging out.
All right, I just sent the raid.
Yay! Thank you. Because on this end, it just says the timer. Yay! And then I think I just hit stop. Yes. Good night, everyone. We can see
Have
what
a good
everyone's
night.
saying. All right, I'm gonna hit stop.